What is going on? Don't unfriend me. Happy Red Friday. I apologize. It's not our fault. But it is 2 nights in a row where we've been late. It was Twitter. Twitter canceled the first time and then the second time. And finally, we got it to work on the third shot. Hey, Liv, can you look forward real quick, please? We got some issues with your picture. You look too dark.
Probably because I'm wearing a hat.
No, not it. Hold on a second. Let's just look straight ahead real quick. All right, we'll leave it there. See how it looks. If it's too washed out, we'll figure it out in a second. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Hope everybody is doing well. We got Still Point playing in the background. It is Red Friday night. Getting it hooked up on Facebook real quick. How many seconds we got left? Mind if let me know, Liv?
For what? I'm sorry.
The countdown, Liv? Never mind. 37 seconds.
All
right. So, what do you mean you can't see it?
It's behind the new. On my screen, I've got all of the buttons for eCam.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
So.
All right, cool. So, getting through this real quick. Out on Facebook, Adam Schiff should be afraid in the A block. She, they, him on the B block. C block is V. Oh, shit. I forgot to replace that one. Oh, well. So Not Sigma. Tulsi terrorists in our country update. Stacey Abrams $2 billion EPA deal. And in overtime, Poilievre is making noise in Canada and Ian Carroll is a fraud. See you in 3 minutes.
It's Red Friday, RED Friday, which stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. A movement designed to honor veterans and deployed U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every Friday. As simple as that may be, Red Friday is a great way to back those who serve our country. Go to dumbshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me show, otherwise known as The Dumb Show, with host Matt Spear. You guys can find the show at The Dumb Show on social media or thedumbshow.com.
Adjusting transmitter output. This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leeroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. You're a little white, so I got you fixed. Overtime. Today was NHL trade deadline day, and Tuner had requested that we open the show with a little hockey talk, and so I'm going to give it 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. I don't want to piss people off, so we'll do it quickly. The Colorado Avalanche, honestly, they were 1 to 2 moves away from a Stanley Cup run. But the thing is that nobody has seen the Avalanche this year. People have seen how unbelievably dominant they've been in the last 4 games. That's because they're finally healthy for the first time this year. If you take every other NHL team and you take all their injuries and you add them all together, you still don't eclipse the man games lost for the Colorado Avalanche. They are in such an unbelievable, historic run for man games lost. It's incredible. And I think it was something like 750 man games to like 112 for any other team. It's insane. The Avs have been decimated by injuries and still are in a wild card spot. I'm going to make a prediction right now. The next 20 games, I think the Avs go 17-3. The Avs now have added probably 2 inches in height and about 20 pounds of weight to their roster. They have shed the smaller youth. They have some very tenacious playoff puck hunters, muckers, 6'3", 6'2". Brock Nelson is a bona fide center. He's been there before. He's been wasting on the aisle. He now gets a chance to come into Colorado and skate with Valeri Nichushkin and who's on the right side. So it's going to be Nichushkin, and it's going to be
Colton?
No, Colton's going to be dropped down to third. Yeah, Drouin, possibly. Yeah, so possibly Drouin. Incredible talent. Third line will be the best third line in hockey, in my opinion. They've gotten so much better. And you got to remember, they also were in the trade in December because they completely redid their goaltending, and their goaltending is the hottest in the NHL, number 1 and number 2 spot. And then don't forget they have Devon Taves, they have Cale Makar, the best 1 and 2 pairing in hockey. And then they've got plenty of depth from Manson to Girard. They are just deep, and they are a fast checking team. They are a dangerous team. And I think anyone who thinks that Mikko Rantanen was a loss to the Avs, just look what he did in Carolina, and honestly, watch what he does in Dallas. Without Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar, Rantanen's a 75-point player. He's amazing. He's talented, but he's a .75 a game. He's not this 1.1, 1.2 scorer that you see like a Draisaitl or a Connor McDavid or an Austin Matthews. He's just not that good. The reason why is because he's lazy. He sits in one spot. He cherry picks on the power play. He doesn't back check. He doesn't forecheck, and they're going to expose him in the playoffs. He's been carried by an exceptional line of Devon Taves, Cale Makar, and Nathan MacKinnon, and that's the truth. Okay, so there you go. Dallas is going to win the West. No way, not a fucking chance.
Jets aren't even going to win the West.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Jets have a better chance, but honestly, Jets didn't improve themselves. Dallas is a very good team, but you got to understand there's nobody that is going to feed Rantanen like, look what Aho couldn't do it. Carolina couldn't do it. So tell me on Dallas Stars, who's the superstars on that team besides Robertson? There isn't one. And he's not even close to Nathan MacKinnon's skill set. Rantanen, when Nathan went out, he's a 75-pointer. So he's great. He's talented. But you gotta remember, it's not all about talent. It's all about your third and fourth checking line. So what does Dallas have? What's their checking line look like? They are a good team. They're a great team. It's gonna be a nail biter. But if you think that Dallas is gonna go ahead and roll Colorado, if that's what you think is gonna happen, I think you have not followed the hockey season. I'm not saying that Colorado.
It's not a possibility.
I'm
but-
not saying that Dallas can't do it. What I'm saying is for you to predict Dallas coming out of the West, the only reason you're saying that is because that's what the NHL said and because they got Rantanen. Rantanen is not what you think he is.
Yeah, Rantanen is not going to improve the Stars that much. Unfortunately for Dallas, you have two drama queens on your team, which is Rantanen and Duchesne.
Yep.
And Duchesne used to play for the Avs, and I was really glad to get rid of him because when he isn't happy, he'll sit on it and he won't do a damn thing for you. And that's what Rant did in Carolina. And if you've got a player that's willing to do that on any team, then they're not worth their salt. And they're both drama queens in that aspect.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Matt's right. Rantanen is not good enough as a solo player to really improve Dallas. Maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's a lock with him. Rantanen relies on talent to make him look good. And when you don't have that amazing talent like Landeskog and McKinnon and McCarr to feed it to him, then he's not that great. He's above average. He's not mediocre, but he's not an amazing player without another amazing player to help feed him, in my opinion.
Yeah, and so Jason, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You and I should not talk hockey because you don't want to talk hockey. You want to talk how Florida is the biggest dick in the room. And you certainly weren't saying that when the Colorado Avalanche spanked the living fuck out of Tampa Bay all over the place. But whatever. I don't want to do this with you. You and I can't talk hockey, so let's just not do it because you're not coming from a place of you don't understand the West. You're an Eastern hockey guy. You and I argue consistently. I'm not going to tell you that Florida is not an amazing team. You got the best 1 and 2 punch in Florida as far as goaltenders. Tampa Bay's for real. They barely even moved anything this trade cycle because they are such a deep team. Florida, of course, is gritty, is tough,
they got
is exceptional.
Marchand, but Kachuk might be out for the playoffs.
Yeah, and so you got to look at that too. Is he gonna hold up? Is he gonna play? It doesn't matter. The point is it doesn't matter what you did last year. It doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. We proved that last year when we spanked the living shit out of the Winnipeg Jets, and then Dallas came in, we took them to Game 7.
And then 2 years ago when Boston set the record for NHL history of the most points in any season and got swept in the first round.
Right.
Playoffs are a completely different ball game.
It's all about who's hot. So here's what it comes down to. Rantanen's not even going to play on the first line, so he's not going to be playing with Robinson. He'll be playing with Jamie Benn. So you're talking about a slow, fat, old guy, and Rantanen, who is a younger guy who's very, very big. They call him the Moose for a reason. That's a slow line, and any line that has a defensive pairing that can back check are going to stay on top of the go. So you're not going to get behind their defense. So any team, you're going to see McCarr and you're going to see Taves light them up. Gerard will pick fucking Ben all day long. We've proven that we can shut down the best pairings in hockey. Our problem was goaltending. If the Avalanche would have had the pairing that they have in goaltending right now, we would have won the last 3 Stanley Cups. And I think every single person with even a half a right mind would agree with that. Georgiev just completely all over the fucking place. So we'll see what happens. And Jason, it's okay for us to argue, but I'm not going to sit here and say that the Colorado Avalanche are the greatest team ever. What I'm saying is that if you ask anybody, the Colorado Avalanche is the most improved team from December till now, by far. Just because of just health, let alone what we just did. Then they also have leadership too, which they brought back Eric Johnson, who isn't a strong player anymore because he's older, but Eric Johnson is a huge lead, which will give us the captaincy that we don't have in Gabriel Landeskog. And let's not forget that what Dallas needed was a better penalty kill. You guys are getting destroyed on the power play. When we look at the Colorado Avalanche in the 6 games that we played, 5 games, and we have another game to go, I think if you look at the power play, we're 11 for 21. We're almost at a 50%. The league has been eating Dallas up on the power play. You didn't get a good penalty killer in Rantanen because he doesn't kill penalties. He's a power play guy. So did you get that guy that can sit at the bottom of the circle on the lower ring? Yes, you did. Is he going to go ahead and score some goals? Absolutely. Is he going to give you a 3/4 of a point to a point a game? More than likely. But that does not change what the Avs just did, where their fourth line literally is a second line for any other team. we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it.
Thomas Griffiths says,
Shut up, Tom.
I'm not quite sure because I think it might be a typo. Matt, they got like 4 players still out, don't they?
No,
I'm not sure what
not
that
anymore.
means.
We're 100% healthy minus Gabriel Landeskog. We got everybody back. And what we gave up a lot. There's no doubt. For Brock Nelson, we gave up a first-round pick. We gave up Middlestat today. We gave up Caleb Ritchie, who's a fantastic prospect. But prospects and draft picks means nothing when you're going for the Cup. The Avs right now are considered to be top 2 in the West. Right now, it's like Dallas and the Avs. That is what everyone's saying. Because the Jets, this is the same team we faced last year. They're Hellebuck is an amazing regular season, and we have his number. We pick him apart. Really, the only person is Ottinger from Dallas, who really kind of has the Avs number minus the last 3 games where we've lit him up like a pinball machine. So we'll see what happens. Yes, I said 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I lied.
I think Jason forgot that Vegas won a cup too, because he said 5 out of 6 cups from Florida.
Dude,
the Avs won a cup after the Lightning won 2, and then Vegas kind of won in there as well. So it's not 5 out of 6 because you got a couple years where other teams.
Jason, you
won.
don't want to fuck with my wife when it comes to hockey. She is single-handedly the second most knowledgeable person in hockey I know outside myself. She knows her shit. This woman's been watching hockey with me for 27 years, and she is passionate about it. So, all right. Tom said, Tom Shin's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. All right. Listen, I appreciate it. So it's just an exciting time for us. We love hockey. It's a part of our show. It always is, even our overtime light. And I wanted to at least give you guys a chance to those who love hockey, which there's a lot of Canadians here. Let me just give you my honest opinion. Dallas is going to be a bear. If we have to face them in the first round, I do believe that the Avs 16-20, 17-20, out of 20 in these next 20 games. I believe they're that.
I think it's going to be 16-3-1.
That's fine. That's a very good record. The Avs are very, very good. And this team is going to want to shine. I think McKinnon, if you listen to McKinnon today, you listen to Cale Makar, they are rejuvenated and excited because they're healthy and they have some serious guns coming. If I'm going to force rank the West right now, it's going to be Dallas as favorites simply because that's what everybody's saying. You've got some injuries on that team. You go number 2. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to say the Jets. They have 90 points. You've got to give them the respect that they deserve. And then the Avalanche are 3. I think Edmonton is just completely going to tank. I think Connor McDavid, his spine and heart is completely broken. He is not the player that he once was.
I think the Wild are going to start to drop off here shortly.
Wild's nothing. They've got 2 very good players, but I think McDavid is broken after last year, and I don't think he'll recover. I really don't. I think he's going to be a fantastic player, but just look at the points race. He's not even remotely in it. So Edmonton's up there, and that's really it. It's really 4 teams. So when it comes to the East, whoever comes out of the Atlantic is going to be so beat up that Washington's just going to be sitting there waiting. Washington did nothing, and the reason
they're relying on Ovi.
Yeah, well, they are the Carolina Hurricanes of 2017, and everyone just completely wrote them off, and you can't do that. And Washington has something to say. So I think Washington Capitals have a really good team. Do they make it past the first round? I think they get upset, and I think the Jets will get tossed in the first round. I think it's going to be probably Colorado and Dallas, and that's going to be the series to watch. And then once again, whoever comes out of Florida, whoever comes out of Tampa Bay, those 2 teams are bulwarks, and they're amazing. And the entire East is going to throw themselves on the sword. And once again, Canada has no chance.
Matt, let's hope for a Leafs-Avs Cup. Unfortunately, the Leafs have to get past their arch nemesis, which is the second round.
Oh,
so damn. I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Dropping the hammer. Drop it. No, Michelle, the Wild are not the surprise of the league. I'm sorry.
She's going to the Penguins Wild game this week.
You just listen to me when I say this. Let flash the standings real quick. Take a look at Nashville.
Nashville.
And if you look at the grit, so I know real quick, folks. I know we're not going to know. Everyone's like, screw this, we're leaving. But if you take a look at the standings right now, just real quick, I'll tell you my sleepers. Here they are. Okay, let's give it to you. In the East, I don't sleep on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus has played spoiler many times. They've never done anything huge, but they've played spoiler as an 8 seed, and they are really close to that. And Columbus could play spoiler to a top seed. They've done it before, and don't forget, Dead Brothers is a lot of initiative to be successful. Okay, when they lost Johnny Hockey, they've got something to fight for and something to prove. So don't forget that. That's a motivator, right?
Yeah, they've got, Johnny Hockey's dad goes into the locker room before almost every game.
Yeah,
he was
huge.
like honorary captain and coach of Team USA. So
all right, sleepers in the West, Los Angeles Kings. Never, ever, ever, ever consider the Kings. Never consider the Kings out of it. They have nothing to play for, and they always have that chalky defense that's really, really tough. Other than that, I'll leave them as I ranked them. Minnesota Wild's a great team. I think the Avs passed them Saturday, and don't look back, and they leave Minnesota in the dust. Just letting you know. Minnesota will make the playoffs, and they'll be an 8th or 7th seed, in my opinion. All right.
All right.
Denver.
Back to our normal.
I'm not saying that Colorado's going to win the Stanley Cup. I'm just letting you know that this team right here, this team, can I say it?
You think
it's better than the 2022 team.
That's what I was thinking you were going to say.
It's better than the 2022 team. Even without Rant, it's better than the 2022 team. Why?
Because I think Netchus is better.
Netchus is a much better fit for our team. He is. Look at our power play. We're 11 for 13 in our last 4 games. We've scored 28 goals and allowed 6 in our last 4. The Avs they're clicking on all cylinders. They're PK shit hot. Their power play. I think this team's better. Whether they win or not, I don't know. We'll see. All right, we're done. Okay. How about Vegas? I think Vegas is a great team. They come out of the Pacific. I don't see them getting past. Well, it just depends. It depends.
Is Mark Stone on the LTIR again? He's going to come back 2 days before freaking playoffs.
You're right. Vegas is a good team. I still don't put them in the top 3. I just don't. I think Vegas had soft roads to the cup, and I still will say that. And the Pacific is a soft market. I don't. You
got Anaheim and you got the Sharks.
You got San Jose and you got frickin' Edmonton, and you just these teams have no goaltending. Calgary, no goaltending, and it's really easy to overperform when you are a lockdown defense like the Golden Knights. They're going to do well. They're a good team. I don't think they're better than Colorado and Dallas. All right, that's it. We're done. Seriously, stop it. Long ass 2.5 minutes. You can always go somewhere else. You don't have to be here. We talk about whatever. It's my show. If I want to talk about hockey all night, I'll do it again. All right, second segment is in, folks. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about whether we believe that the collective bargaining agreement in hockey is a good thing. Don't piss me off. I'll do it. I'll ruin the whole night. We'll make no money, but I'll ruin the whole night. All right. Just kidding, by the way. Folks, we have a new thing going on, which is down here, our tonight's goal. You can see it. 0% completed. It's going to work a little bit differently tonight. Olivia is going to go ahead and put in donations. And the reason why is we got a little bit of a screwy thing that took place. So I'll explain it to you guys later. But as of right now, this is what we've got. Olivia?
Yes.
I'm
putting in one right now.
Hold on a second. Don't put it in until I tell you. I gotta put this thing in. Since we've already wasted on hockey. So Liv, explain how the donation's gonna work tonight.
Okay, so there's an error in our normal programming right now. We sent in a ticket, but nothing's happened to it yet. So when I put in the donations, the whole goal we can't set a tip goal right now. So it won't update. So what's gonna happen is when I put in a tip, it's still going to splash up with the message and the person who donated and the amount. But what we're going to do at the bottom is I'm going to put percentage to the goal.
Right.
So I will let Matt know what the percentage is after we get that, and then you'll see where we are at percentage-wise. And then hopefully on Monday, the tip goal will be fixed and it's back to normal. But for right now, until it fixes itself, then this is what we got.
And
So.
by the way, I'll have to calculate some things. And then Kyle says, Jason says, boy, we agree, Matt. Wow. Well, we will agree if you just stop being a homer for Florida, right? Like, I don't talk shit during the regular season, and I don't talk shit during the playoffs. I know how good Florida and Tampa Bay are, and they should come. One of them should come out of the East.
And I'm actually bummed about Kachuk. I really like.
And we
Matthew
like Florida.
Tkachuk.
We like
And
Florida.
I have no problem with him, and it's really a bummer. But if he does not come back for the playoffs, that's a huge loss for the Panthers.
I love Kachuk. I loved his dad. I love Keith Kachuk. I loved when he played for St. Louis. I love when he played for Arizona and Phoenix. And he was a rival of the Avalanche. And I love the Kachuk family. I love hockey. Okay. All right. Liv, go ahead and do the donation. You guys are going to see there's a little tip jar in the lower left-hand corner. Something's going to happen. As soon as she tips, look at the tip jar. See that?
Oh, cool. That's new. I like that.
$51.99. Won't be watching tonight, but I'll catch Be Kind. Love you all and see you Monday. Thank you, Bobby. That means people are going to have to step up, so we better stop talking hockey.
17%.
17%. So let's go ahead and run it to 17. And we push this little thingy bobber here, and we are now 17% to goal. Tonight's goal. See, that's actually, this is just as easy, and it's kind of cool.
So I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to have to keep track because I'm going to have to know where we're at with total.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to, I need paper. Just thought of that.
Why don't you just do it on notes?
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, seriously.
It's not like I don't have an iPhone or anything.
And just keep it there. I mean, I can put it on there too if you really want, but it'd just be easier if you would do it.
Yes.
See, so we'll put this. Let me put this forward, and then we're done. Sorry, folks.
Got it. Okay. Sorry. Last minute stuff. We have normally this is not what we do, but
no, but it's
technology.
Okay. Everyone's cool. All right. Is this thing on here now? Why is this not coming all the way forward? Come on. There it is. Okay. So we'll just put the goal at 300. Put that right, Leah. Now everyone can see it. There it is. 300. Okay?
Perfect.
Good. Everyone can see it. It's easy. Okay, good. Matt, it's all good. We are brothers in love of a great sport. Yeah, Jason. No, it's fine. I still think you're a homer for Florida, though. All right. So now that we've established all of this, I apologize. I want to go ahead. I'm not going to give you the introduction on the show. We're not going to do any of that. We're not going to talk about the coffee and stuff. We'll do that after the first. But let's get to the A block because I owe it to you. And I'm sorry we did hockey at first, but we were late.
Big game.
We were late.
It's a big day.
So, yeah, we had to make it happen. Adam Schiff should be afraid. Adam Schiff decided to go ahead and act all tough, because he's a tough guy. And he decided to go ahead and send a message to MAGA. So we'll go ahead and play that real quick and let you listen to this and tell us what you think. And here it is right meow.
Musk and Donald Trump, they call me a criminal. They call me a traitor. Their MAGA minions online come after me, intimidate me, to create fear. I'll tell you my response. My response to that is screw you and the horse you rode in on. Ooh. I hope that is your response too. We must not give in to this climate of fear. We are Americans. If our troops can face the bullets and the missiles and the dangers of combat, then sure enough, we can be courageous at home. They come after me all the time.
Liv, can you think of some things that Adam Schiff has said that aren't very, very nice?
Well, he certainly lied about Russia, saying he had the evidence in his hand when it was a blank piece of paper. So that's one thing right there.
Yeah.
I know he's called us names along with pretty much every other Democrat out there.
Of course.
Everything that comes out of his mouth just seems to be a lie, to be completely honest. I don't think there's any honest thing. His freaking nose should be at least 3 miles long at this point.
Look at that face right there. I mean,
exactly.
that's just.
He must have farted.
Pencil neck is he's an interesting case because there's a lot of. Oh, that's cool. It goes again. That's neat. Sorry, just looking at the beer glass, the tip glass. he likes to pretend that he's above the fray, right? He likes to pretend that he's done nothing wrong, that he is an upstanding human being who just works for the people. But really, Adam Schiff is a hitman, and that's his job. And his job is to take down political opponents. And this is very similar to what Nancy Pelosi did. It's very similar to what Lindsey Graham does, Marjorie Taylor Greene. These people are hatchetmen. They'll never be taken seriously. They're never going to run for president, but they're strong at raising money for the Democratic Party. And Adam Schiff was the political operative to take down Trump. He failed miserably. Now it is Jamie Raskin is kind of the guy that they go to. But remember, Adam Schiff is the one who talks about Russian collusion, but there's only one person who actually colluded with Russia and thought they were, and that's Adam Schiff. Do you remember, and I don't know if I showed this on the show, but there was a radio show, and they called Adam Schiff and pretended that they had information on Donald Trump and wanted to sell it to him. Do you remember hearing about this?
I remember hearing about it. I don't remember hearing it, unless you played it on the show when I was on, but not sure.
Okay, so I think I've got the recording here, and I'll play it for you. Here is the first one. Just one second. I think I've got it here. Wow, they've really suppressed this thing, haven't they?
No, I guarantee they have.
I mean, they really have. This is insane. I can't find it anywhere. Holy shit. This is insane.
Jay, any Democrat thinks they're untouchable. Not just Shifty Schiff.
Oh, wait, here it is. Here it is. Perfect. Take a listen to this.
Of course.
Great, thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Schiff. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you.
I know that you work for investigation regarding Trump and Russian government.
Yes.
We know some important information about that.
And that is documented as well in materials you want to provide to us?
Yes. Could I explain you where we are?
Yes, of course. But, again, I would just caution that our Russian friends may be listening to the conversation, so I wouldn't share anything over the phone that you don't want them to hear.
No, I don't think that it will impact on our investigation.
Yes. Well, please, go ahead then.
In November 2013, Mr. Trump visited Moscow. He visited competition Miss Universe, and there he met with Russian journalist and celebrity Ksenia Sobchak.
I'm sorry, can you explain that again? While he was in Moscow in November 2013, he met with a journalist? And
Well, she's poor journalist, but anyway, she became famous because of Putin is her godfather.
Okay, Putin is a godfather. Okay.
She also known as a person who provides girls for escort for oligarchs, and she met with Trump and she brought him 1 hour Russian girl.
So that's the first part of it. And throughout the rest of it, let me give you the other part.
And then I guess, are you going to transfer him to Mr. Parubi?
Yes, of course.
Great, thank you. Hi.
Famous because of
Universe.
Yes.
Pageant.
Absolutely, and she got compromising materials on Trump after their short relations.
Okay. And what's the nature of the compromise?
Well, there were pictures of naked Trump.
Okay. And so Putin was made aware of the availability of the compromising material?
Yes, of course, Buzova shared those materials with Sobchak, and Sobchak shares those materials with Putin because she's a goddaughter of Putin, and Putin decided to press on Trump.
And the materials that you can provide to the committee or to the FBI, would they corroborate this allegation?
Sure, of course. When they were in Ukraine, we got their conversation by the phone where they discussed those compromising materials. We are ready to provide it to FBI.
So you have recordings of both Sobchak and Buseva where they're discussing the compromising material on Mr. Trump?
Absolutely. And we also know who was a mediator between Trump and Russian government, who met with ex-advisor of Trump, Mr. Flynn. It was the Russian singer, very famous singer, Arkady Ukupnik, who met with Mr. Flynn on Brighton Beach in Brooklyn in a special Russian cafe, Langeron.
What's the name of the cafe?
Langeron.
Langeron?
Yes, it's on the Brighton Beach.
Okay. And
it's a special. It's a Russian district in Brooklyn.
And do you know what was discussed?
They discussed many things, but the most interesting thing is they used a special password before their meetings. When they met each other, they said weather is good on Deribasovskaya.
Weather
it rains.
Is good.
Yeah.
In where?
Weather is good on Deribasovskaya. There is a name of a street in Odessa.
Did you hear?
Yes, I did. So it's a street in Odessa.
Yes.
And the code word is weather is good on Deribasta?
Deribasovskaya. Deribasovskaya.
Okay. And I'll have my staff follow up to get spellings and more details on
yes.
that.
And the
I can't believe people haven't heard this.
I haven't heard it.
Oh, just listen to this shit.
Was this a Russian radio station?
I'll explain what it is.
Okay.
Go ahead.
second part of their password was it rains again on Brighton Beach.
It rains again on Brighton Beach.
Yes.
On that meeting, Ukupnik told Flynn that all those compromising materials will never be released if Trump will cancel all Russian sanctions.
Okay. Well, obviously, we would welcome a chance to get copies of those recordings. So we will try to work with the FBI to figure out, along with your staff, how we can obtain copies.
Now, I want you to understand how serious this is, because you are working. First of all, you have a security clearance. You're on the Joint Senate Intelligence Committee, the Oversight Committee. There's a lot of rules for that. And you are working with a foreign government and taking intelligence. Your first step of this is to immediately notify DOD, DOJ, and every international and national federal intelligence agency that we have. So what you would do is you would submit a contact, basically a contact ticket. It's not what it's called, but essentially you would go in and you would file a contact brief, which would explain the details. You would write up a report, you would send it in, and then the appropriate intelligence agency in this case, which would more than likely be the FBI, would get a hold of you. And this phone call would be traced immediately. There would be other people listening in, and this would be a serious, serious thing. It doesn't matter who it is. This is a foreign government, and there are rules. But Schiff does what Schiff does, which is listen to this and start asking questions. And this is all under the rug. And he's breaking about, I don't even know how many various rules of the Senate and the legislature, that if you're contacted by a foreign national government, that there are processes that are absolutely ingrained in freshman orientation on how to handle this. So you don't divulge inadvertently information that can compromise you or your country, right? Pretty simple. So this is serious shit what he's doing.
Of those.
Of course, we will provide you all our copies of all our materials, but I also would like to let you know that Sobchak and Buzova will pretty soon visit our country, and we could arrest them and deliver them to your embassy, and we also could extradite them to your country, and you can put them to your special jail, Guantanamo.
Well, I'll be in touch with the FBI about this, and we'll
Which you
make
should be
arrangements with
right
your
now.
staff. I think it probably would be best to provide these materials to both our committee and to the FBI. And so we'll make arrangements between my staff and yours on how to facilitate that. And we'll also obviously let the FBI know about Buseva and Sovchek's planned travel to Ukraine.
I want to thank Schiff for
also
confirming
advise-
exactly what I said, that the next step would be to contact the FBI, because this is 100% what you would do.
You to check all Sobchak's visits in the US, because she was in the US very often, and just to check what she did there actually. And I also would like to look at Russian cafe on Brighton Beach, Langeron, and especially on their head of Russian mafia, Uncle Misha.
Uncle Misha? And
Yes.
he's in Brighton Beach?
Yes, he's the head of Russian mafia, and he's located on that restaurant on Brighton Beach.
Okay.
I just want to advise you just look at them, please.
Alrighty. Good. This is very helpful. I appreciate it. Anything else you wanted to add today?
Well, I hope that my information will be useful for you and your committee, and I also would like to advise you, when you or your colleagues will meet Mr. Trump, I advise you to tell him first part of the password on the weather is good on Deribasovskaya, and look how his face will change the color.
And so those passwords were used with Mr. Trump?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We will be back in touch with you through our staff to make arrangements to obtain these materials for our committee and for the FBI. And I appreciate you reaching out to us.
Well, let's be in touch, and I will wait for your response from FBI.
Excellent. I'll have them follow up as soon as possible. And I thank you again.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So freaking wrong. But while I play this, I'm going to play this real quick, which is a Trump impersonator who left a voicemail for Adam Schiff, which is also glorious. Listen to this.
Well, we're going to prank call Shifty Schiff because he was censored by the House of Representatives. We're going to prank call him. Here we go.
Hello, this is Congressman Adam Schiff. Thank you for calling my Washington, D.C. office. My staff are busy and unavailable to answer your call at the moment, but we look forward to taking down your comments and answering any questions you might have. If you are calling regarding official congressional business or need staff assistance, please email schiff.message@mail.house.gov. To leave a message for our office, press 3.
To leave a message for Congressman Schiff, please record your name, zip code, and a message at the tone.
Well, this message is for the Honorable Adam Schiff. They call you the Honorable Adam Schiff. And I just have to say, Shifty, you were censored by the House of Representatives because Russia was a hoax. It was a complete and total hoax. You knew it was a hoax the entire time. So I'm wondering when you're going to apologize, because you're called honorable, okay? You're supposed to apologize. Honorable means you're not supposed to be so dishonest. You know, you were so dishonest. You lied during impeachment hoax number 1. So I want to know when you're going to apologize for being dishonest, because you got censured. You know that? You got censured. You're not supposed to get censured. Not a good thing. And it happened to you because you lied about the hoax. So I want you to apologize to the American people. And maybe in 2024, when you have a new president, maybe there'll be a pardon. Maybe there'll be something where we don't even have to talk about it. But until then, you should apologize for what you did, because you've been censured and there's no coming back from that. Thank you, Shifty Schiff, Pencil Neck, Bug Eyes, Watermelon Head. I look forward to talking to you soon.
That guy's really good.
Oh, he's very talented. Very, very talented. Schiff is a dirtball. Here is just one last thing. The pathological liar,
Classic.
where he read the fake Trump call. So we got him on Russian collusion himself. Okay. We got him on quid pro quo, where he's offering something for something, which is exactly what they accused Trump of. And would it not be, if you're trying to set up a president and you lie, isn't that a form of, I don't know, insurrection, a coup, treason? I don't know. But let's remember this, when he blatantly lied and he took a transcription, which was actually dictated after the phone call from memory. No audio recording or no transcription in real time. This was the recollection of the call when the stenographer went ahead and wrote the notes. Understand, this is the quality of the type of people they have there who can listen and then go ahead and write down what took place in the best of their ability. No recording. This is what Schiff said happened. Listen to this.
Organized crime shakedown. Shorn of its rambling character and in not so many words, this is the essence of what the president communicates. We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that. I'm going to put you in touch with people, and not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me.
None of this was said.
You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times, in a few more ways. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked.
Didn't say that.
This is, in character, what the president was trying to communicate.
Actually, it was nothing like that. So every single person knows that Ukraine is a corrupt country. They certainly were even more corrupt in 2014, 2017, 2019. Donald Trump has always had the mentality of, why are we giving you money when you don't give anything to us? He stopped the flow of money. He has every right to do that as president. We've already seen that with his decision to limit jobs and cut into USAID. And yes, some uppity judge went ahead and did it. And yes, Alito and Roberts were contesting against Amy Coney Barrett and what they just decided, which was he has to release $1.8 billion of USAID money, which is a ridiculous notion that some local circuit judge has control over the presidency and the federal government. But once again, Adam Schiff accusing other people, he has a right to be scared. He should be afraid. He should be afraid of Bongino. He should be afraid of these guys like Kash Patel, because he blatantly used political lawfare and did exactly what he said Trump did himself. So his reaction of insulting Trump supporters and pretending to have this bravado, and he's one of the bad guys. And we can sit here and pontificate and say, you know, people who enrich themselves, all this. He's one of the bad ones. And if there ever is some sort of accounting for what's taken place, where people are held accountable for what they've done in Washington, Adam Schiff is probably in the top 3 who deserve to be hooded, bagged, tagged, processed, handcuffed, and taken to Guantanamo Bay. With absolutely no equivocation. Because this man is as corrupt as they come. And he's for hire. Lindsey Graham's another one of them. Because Lindsey Graham and Adam Schiff are exactly the same person. Liv, you had never heard of that tape. What do you think of it?
It doesn't surprise me. I think it's freaking hilarious. I love listening to radio show spoof calls. I think it's great.
Aren't they?
Yeah. I'll tell you one later. I wasn't on, but a friend of mine that I went to school with, it was pretty funny what she did. But the fact that he fell for it, and it does not shock me one bit, because every single thing that the Democrats accuse Republicans of, they are doing it themselves, or they've done it themselves. They're just trying to get the focus off of them and put it on other people.
Seems to be that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Seems to
be pretty sad.
But this guy's a bad guy. He's a bad dude. He's a bad hombre. He's not a good guy. So there it is. Whoops.
Oops. Oh.
It's okay. Put it up there. Put it up there. Put it up there.
Frank Wood, $10.80. Love you guys.
Frank Wood, $10.80. Thank you so much, Frankie. Liv, where does that put us?
Hang on. My phone is being
You're
all
okay. Take your
weird
time.
right
Here.
now.
Love you guys. Love you, Frank. Thanks, buddy. We're trying to get this new thing to work. Did it add money to the tip jar? It did. Look at that.
Oh,
There's
that's
still
cool.
silver in there.
21%.
21%. I'm pushing the button. Here we go. 21% to goal. This is so much easier. Screw that. We can do our own goal thing.
Yeah, if it doesn't work.
But what?
If it doesn't work, yeah. Hopefully they get it fixed though.
Yeah, I know. It would be nice. But this is fun. This is, hey, it's very creative.
It is.
Frankie, thank you. Anybody else? I thought I saw one from Bubba.
Let me look. I'm looking.
See what you can find.
Yes.
All right. You find that. We'll do it right back when we come back from the B block.
Okay.
The Dumb Show is built on real conversations, raw, unfiltered, and fearless. Big tech didn't like that. Facebook pulled our funding, tried to shut us down. But for over a year, you, our incredible viewers, have kept us going. Your support, your donations, your time.
And what is the president's
it all
response?
Matters. Most of you spend 10
Well,
plus
it
hours
reads
a week
like
with
a
us.
class.
Compare that to Netflix, maybe 5 hours a month. We believe we're worth that time, and we hope you do too. But listen, we don't want giving to feel like a burden. We want it to feel good. So take a second to ensure you're in a good spot. If you're in a place to give, that will be amazing. If not, just liking and sharing helps more than you know. Visit thedumbshow.com/donate. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or mail, every bit helps to keep us going. Dumb Nation, we appreciate you more than words can say.
Looks like Steven came in too. Liv, hit him.
All right. That puts us at 23%.
All right. Did you see? Watch the tip jar when you do it so you can see. Oh, to stop using my government name,
I put him under
Bubba.
Ronnie because I didn't realize it was him. So now I know it's Bubba.
All right. You need to stop doing that.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. We can go on and I'll add them because it's taking me
That's
a little
okay.
bit of time with
No,
adding everything.
Put them in and then just add them in. People are patient. We're fine. We're staying on. It's Friday night, man. We're feeling all right. Everything's good in the hood. Hurry up.
I'm hurrying.
Jeez.
All right. So now I got to add this one up.
Wait, did you get Bubba? Yeah.
Yes, Bubba's in there.
Tuner comes in, $21. Thanks for the hockey talk. Go Leafs, Tuner. And it does add to it. You missing one too, Mr.
No, I know. This was my next one. I always go in order of how they come in.
Take your time. You're doing great. You're doing. Listen, it takes a second.
So that's 28%.
Angela Hills. Make sure it's thedumbshow.com. You got to do /donate. It's a URL thing. Give it a shot. Somebody link it, please, for Angela so she can go and do that. Liv, how are we doing?
I'm getting it in right now.
Okay. He's like,
That's your line.
Hurry up.
I'm hurrying. It's a lot more steps.
No,
than
it's not. You just put it in there and punch the ticket and then add them up. There you. I'm not yelling at Liv. Liv, do it. Okay. Steve Cornett, the tip jar, $30. Yes.
All right. That brings it to
You're doing it.
38%.
38%. We're taking it, moving on up to the east side. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. This is fun. I like this. Is interactive. You're doing a good job, Liv.
Thanks.
Liv?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay, I'm listening even though I'm doing this.
Petty says a bit bipolar there, Matt. I don't know about a bit. I think a lot. Here's let me know when you're done.
Okay.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I have to keep all the donations down. I have to write them and then the total so I know what the total is. I'm getting there.
Take your time. Hurry up. That's a military thing. Hurry up and wait. So, Liv, if you are you're a guy, and I'm going to use woke talk, so don't get mad at me.
Okay.
Okay.
We're in pretend. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I've got to use woke talk. So, in the case of woke talk, if you are a cisgender male, Angela, I promise you with everything in my soul, if you are not being able to go to my site, it's because you're not entering it right. I know. Don't get mad at me, okay? Because I'm going to do it right now. Oh, I hope I'm not wrong. Watch this. If I'm wrong, I'll feel like an idiot. So, but let's just do it together, okay? THEDUM with no B, show.com/donate.
Oh,
And
Marine's busy. Marine's ahead of me.
there it is. Please support the Dumb Show.
Angela
PayPal,
Marine replied to you with the address.
Donate with Venmo, mail donation, and some photographs right here. Right here. It's all right there for you. I am going to put the donate back up here. We took it off for the app, but that's taking forever to get approved. So thedumbshow.com/donate. That's it. Give it a copy. So Liv, if you're a cisgender male, and I told you I'm using woke language.
Yes.
What is cisgender?
I have absolutely no idea. I was going to ask that because I don't know.
Yeah. So
I don't understand what this whole cis thing is, because when I say cis, I think of my sister.
A cisgender male is someone who likes the opposite sex that they were designed to like.
So it's a heterosexual or a straight
Yeah,
person.
just a straight person. Just
Got it.
hetero.
Okay.
Just
Got
a
it.
normal human being without some stupid fucking name.
Got it. Okay.
But they
Makes
use
sense.
straight. They use cisgender as a slur now. You're a cis. And I'm like, well, you're a see you next Tuesday. So the reason I have to use this is because this is the conversation. Penny Purdue says hi, Liv. She didn't say hi, Matt. She called me bipolar,
It's
but she says
because
hi to you.
everybody that comes on Rumble and YouTube, I say hi to them individually. That's why.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well.
That's why they always say hi
Aren't
back.
you special?
Mm-hmm.
Penny. Hi, Penny.
You're like, you're going to do it till she says hi back.
Yeah, I am.
Oh my goodness.
I'm waiting. I'm not doing shit. A biological man is a cis male. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my hi, Penny. I'm waiting, Penny. Any day.
It's constantly barraging you, and I every day would see something that would just fucking piss me off. And I would jump on the bus and go down to the White House or Congress and find whoever it was that had bothered me and run around screaming at them, "Fuck you!"
I love him.
All right. You greet everyone on Wimkin too, Maureen said. Jeez.
Yeah, that's true.
Wish I could do that. All right. So
there it is. She said hi, Matt.
I didn't see it. So cis male sleeps with a
cis female, I would assume.
A transgender female, which there's no. I'm using the woke language.
Okay.
So basically, a chick with a dick.
Okay.
A straight guy gets with a chick with a dick, right? Is he gay?
Yeah.
Let's watch because
James Code's got this right. Wokeism is so damn confusing. Yes, I am so freaking confused.
so stupid. It's so stupid. Here we go. Listen, because this guy, this redheaded guy who basically looks like an evil Adam from Discovery show. Come on. The science show.
Oh,
Adam and Jamie. He looks like Jamie.
I was just thinking about this show the other day.
I cannot believe we're old. Jamie, he looks like Jamie, an evil Jamie. Here it is.
So a lot of people criticize me for dating a trans woman in 2025 of all years, saying that I am
Tiffany, happy birthday on March 8th. Happy birthday tomorrow for you.
a homosexual for doing so. And I think it's very bigoted, but like surface level
Mythbusters.
to
That's
say
it, yeah.
such a thing like that, because women have many features. They have beautiful eyes. The thing that I love about my trans girlfriend is her beautiful eyes, her beautiful lips, her beautiful chest,
and beautiful dick,
her beautiful arms
and dick.
But just because one part is not approved in societal standards, it must mean that I'm a homosexual for being in love with a woman.
No.
No, you're not.
No, sorry.
Are you telling me
Yes.
that
Yes, you're gay.
this much real estate
You're a puddle
you
puffer.
can't overlook
Yes, you're a pillow
in
biter.
a relationship? That
Yes.
if this much real estate on her beautiful body
no.
is wrong to you, wrong by societal
not
standards,
wrong. You're just gay.
that
Yeah, it's
must
just
mean
gay.
you have a totally different sexual orientation.
Yes, you're a fag.
I don't believe it. I think
Oh.
society has gone mad.
No.
I think it's
I
insane.
think you're gone mad.
I think it's
I think you've gone gay.
absolutely abhorrent
Oh.
that this much real estate.
Dude, first of all, bro, I don't know what you're working with, but this shit is pathetic. And let me tell you, if you want a good time, come see me. I'll take care of you. I'm not gay, but I am willing to learn.
You can't push it to the side. You can't overlook that. I did not fall
You can push this to the side, trust me. That ain't no challenge, but that's just like you can pinky slap that thing and just take it out.
in love with this woman because what she has in her genes. I fell in love with her.
She has what's in her genes are some chromosomes that make her a man. And in her genes, she also has something this big that makes her a man.
Something tells me that they're going to get married and then he's going to be super shocked when they can't have babies.
Do you think he pitches or catches?
I'm going to say he catches.
Oh, totally.
Totally
Absolutely.
catches.
This guy, absolutely. He's on all fours.
Yeah, his next rant is going to be coming on. We can't have kids because my wife
Can't get pregnant.
can't get pregnant.
We can't have an anal baby.
Heart. And even, I'm not saying that I'm not into physical features, but I fell in love with many physical features. And you think that one physical feature that I'm not into is going to make me not be in love with my girlfriend? That is the most narcissistic thing that you could say.
It's heinous. See, you're compounding and making false equivalencies. I am all for you having your trans woman relationship and think whatever tickles your pickle, I'm proud of you. Good for you. If you find happiness in a guy's butthole, good for you. Not for me, but good for you. And I don't care. And the reason I don't care is because I don't want to hear about it. But the moment that you go ahead and say that this is a woman and I should just overlook her penis, then it kind of contradicts the whole woman thing. You see, it's not just one thing that person's missing. Liv, let's go through it. What are they missing besides mammary glands?
Well, boobs.
Okay.
They're missing a womb.
Okay.
They're missing their ovaries.
Okay.
They're missing a vagina.
Vagina.
They're missing the really shitty monthly hormones.
Uterus.
Yes, the uterus. I thought that was the womb.
You gotta be. You want to add a little bit to this. Like, only missing 3 things then?
No, they're missing a lot of estrogen.
Yes.
Not having to shave their face on a daily.
Ovulation.
Ovulation, yep. Missing quite a bit.
Chromosomes.
Mm-hmm.
Bitchiness. That
Small
is,
hands. I already said the monthly bitchiness.
Oh.
I already got that one.
Most important.
Fallopian tubes, yes, thank you. Being able to produce and bear a child, get pregnant.
Maureen has something to say here. And I know she has a beautiful child and a beautiful daughter. Looks like a granddaughter right here. I'm just saying, Maureen, don't get mad at me because I say things that come to my mind, but it's never to insult or to hurt, okay? It's just a joke, okay? So don't get mad at me. But in this picture, I thought this was, let me lock this overlay. I thought it was baby Chucky when I first saw this. Where'd it go? Oh, shit.
I'm looking at it right now.
Hold on. I'm having some problems. Lock. And I want to. No.
She's got a very good comment, though.
I can't. It won't let me put the comment up.
Huh. I would do it, but I don't know how.
Son of a bitch. Here, let me try somebody else. There's that. Now let me do Maureen's. There it is. Okay. So it says, and this is a great comment. It says, dude, there is nothing wrong with being gay. Just come out of the closet and stop trying to change the fact that your girlfriend is 100% man. That little thing you keep holding your hand up for showing an inch is what makes him a man and not a woman. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly makes you more of a woman than him because you take it. So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Menopause. How about
PMS.
the ability to have a child?
Yep.
I know we said womb, but
The ability to actually get pregnant and birth a child.
But,
yes.
but you don't have the femininity, because I don't care how convincing your woman is. It still looks like Marvin Hagler in a dress, because there are some very beautiful trans people out there. Trust me, I'm not kidding. And I'm fooled sometimes, and I'm like, holy crap, I can't believe that person's transgender. But that's rare. That's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, that's still not a woman, because in the end, it's a man. But that is the first video. And if you thought that kind of took you back, this one takes the cake. My pronouns are they, them, but I'm going to come out now and say they are she, they, him.
As saying that my pronouns are...
Here it is.
My pronouns are they, them, or at least that's what I share with people most often. But for this particular meeting, I will come out fully as saying that my pronouns are she, they, him. Now, I don't usually go into that because it becomes a quite interesting.
I swear to you, she, he, it, they, them goes into it all the time. There isn't a day that goes by that she, them doesn't go ahead and make everyone know that they have pronouns.
Delicate conversation about what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman. And I get that. That is a conversation that we don't generally have as young people or even as adults in our current culture. Fair enough. So I will simply say what I told my 60-year-old father, who was also born and raised in the Madison area, like myself. I asked him, do you know what it means to be a man? And to his credit, he said, no, I don't. And then I asked him, do you know what it means to be a woman? And again, to his credit, he said, no, I don't.
Tell me that's false.
What an idiot.
And then I looked at him and I said, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where I land. I land at an understanding that my womanhood, as I was assigned at birth, does not come from my ability to produce children or to behave in a feminine way. And my manhood does not come in the form of my genitalia, or that can be lost too. And so there is a discussion to be had about gender identity and understanding of what it means to be part of the LGBTQ community.
Huh?
Throw me a frickin' bone here. I'm the boss. Need the info.
What?
Was she gonna cry? Sound like she was crying.
No. What the fuck did they just say?
I have no idea.
What does any of that mean? And what is your anecdotal experience that you had a conversation with your father that he's dumb as you, somehow supposed to convince me that he doesn't understand the definition of what a man or a woman is? It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy.
Watch Kindergarten Cop, and that kindergarten kid will know. Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. Enough said. That's about it. It's about as simplistic as you can get right there.
I wish I could make it more difficult, but there's nothing I can say to that isn't 100% accurate. There it is. In the end, Angela, $20. Thank you, Angela. Let me know.
45%.
Oh, you already figured it. See,
yes.
This is what I was expecting from you.
When we were doing them one at a time, I could do it. But when I had to do like 4 in a row, that's when it was
This
a
is
little
high quality.
harder.
You did great. 45%. This is what it comes down to, truly. I know that you think that everybody cares about what gender you are and what you identify as, but this is the truth. 99.9% of the people on the planet.
Ooh, nobody gives a shit.
Period. Nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares because we don't go up lifting up skirts and checking. But then what we do is we say, well, listen, there shouldn't be boys and girls sports. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, what are you going to do? Go check their penises and vaginas? Yeah, it's called a physical. And in high school sports, every single child has to have a physical. That's the way it works. And yes, I'm pretty sure they're going to check what's under the hood.
Because boys have to be checked for that.
So do girls.
Yeah.
Girls have to be checked for sports too. And that's the way it works. So yes, we're going to check under the hood. And you don't care about volleyball and you don't care about basketball and golf. But when it comes down to you being able to play in sports that you're not supposed to be into, all of a sudden there's a major problem. You're not a guy. Do you want to know how I know you're not a guy? Here's the simplest test in the world. I will let her punch me as hard as she can in my face. She gets one shot. And then I get one shot. And then she'll never have to worry about her pronouns ever again because her pronoun will be used to be alive. That's how we know I'm a man and you're a woman. Because that is the truth. As hard as you want to hit me, and then I get to hit you as hard as I want. Well, there's no difference in gender. Yes, there is. And that's physical strength is just one thing. It doesn't matter about how we use our cortex. It doesn't matter about what side of the brain we use, that you have a proclivity to use more of your emotional side of your brain. And honestly, deductive reasoning isn't one of our strong points. We are very reactive. And caution isn't one of our best and strongest features. We can go into our reproductive system and the lack thereof. We can go in there to just personal preference. We can go in there to the language that we use, the clothing that we wear, the things that we find interesting. And here is a perfect example. 5 minutes in the hockey game before second period started, Paul Bissonnette was talking about how he used to shave his pubic hair in hockey. And he would do it dry because if he did it with shaving cream, it would get mucked up in the shower and it would take too long. So when he was there before a game, he would just dry shave. This is what Paul Bissonnette was talking about. He's a male player who honestly scored like 7 goals his entire time in the NHL and really wasn't a great player, but an amazing podcaster and analyst and a really smart guy. And also it happens to be cool when you're very good friends with Wayne Gretzky. And when Wayne Gretzky wants to pop 12 or 15 whiskeys, which he does pretty much every freaking minute of the day, Paul Bissonnette's with him. You build a relationship. 5 minutes later, Liv, we had whose daughter?
Leah Hextall.
Hextall. And who's Leah Hextall?
Somebody's daughter.
Ron Hextall's daughter, who is a prolific goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers and other teams.
Yeah, so she is out of pity an ESPN analyst for hockey because seriously, I have got more hockey skill and more hockey knowledge than she does.
She's terrible. Here's her call. Here's Tkachuk moves to the blue line. He shoots and scores.
Yeah, she's horrible.
And you're just like,
and she's supposed to be the color commentator who does stuff on the side. No, you're
so
not
what
good.
did she do last night just to show the difference between men and women?
So the in between like commercial break kind of thing, she was talking about she had talked to a couple of the hockey players and one of the rookies or whatever on the team, how one of the players sent a picture to their wife because there was a bet between hockey players and they were supposed to have a sleepover. So another hockey player had to sleep in the other person's room and they took a picture all in their separate beds. But why do we care?
No. And it's the way she said it. She's like, so Paul decided to go over to John's room and John grabbed Tommy. And they went and they crawled into their bed and their sheets. And then they all went ahead and laid their heads on the pillow. And they looked at each other from across the room and they smiled. And they had a wonderful time. They had to decide what time to wake up and what to do about dessert. And what did they do? They ate the dessert and then ordered more. All 3 boys together in a room. And I'm like, when do they have anal sex? What is this gay ass shit we're hearing? Why is this woman even talking? Don't we give you once every 4 years to be important with frickin' the Olympics when you get to play hockey? Shut up. Nobody cares. Why are you gaying up my sport? Just keep that shit out of my... And then they come back and they're like, oh, Leah, that was a wonderful commentary. What a wonderful segment. I'm like, who's this douche plow? This effeminate... You know what he said? Bitch, shut the fuck up. Let's get back to watching the game. Can't stand it. Was it... Tell me I'm even remotely exaggerating.
That's the sad part. You aren't. But every time we have to watch a game on ESPN, I'm like, fuck, we have to listen to Leah Hextall. Really? I really don't want to listen to her. She's just, it's cringeworthy every time she opens her mouth.
Greatest time is when she took a puck to the mouth. Swear to God, it was Colorado Avalanche versus St. Louis Blues. Puck kicked up, bounced off of a foot, hit her right in the frickin' chiclets. And she went in the back, and she wasn't up for 2 whole periods without hearing this bitch gab. And I was just like, oh,
hallelujah,
hallelujah, hallelujah, I mean, it was like heaven. And I'm just like, dude, if she comes back, can somebody just like high stick her across the face? Like totally slap shot. I mean,
stab her with your skate.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Ziggy Poilievre heard me. I know Ziggy looked up. Ziggy's like, what the fuck was that? So we had a Colorado Avalanche game.
Isn't that the one he winked at me when we came down?
Yeah, Ziggy. Yeah. So New York Islanders versus Colorado Avalanche. Ziggy Poilievre was in there. And I don't remember who was in net. I think it was Schmitty. It might have been Schmitty from the Islanders. Ken Smith. I'm not sure. But anyway, it was a backup. And he's in there. And like, there's nobody there. Like, we are there before pre-skate. And it's not even warm-ups. I mean, there's guys out there, and they're just you know, he's in his lower pads, and and helmet with no chest pads on, and they're just stretching and shit. And Ziggy Poilievre's in there doing pirouettes and crap because he was an incredible skater. I mean, Ziggy Poilievre was wonderful. And Ziggy's out there, and I'm like, Ziggy, we're calling him and everything, and nothing. And then game starts. And the stadium's still empty, but it was a big snowstorm that night, so everyone was stuck on I-25. So we must have been 15 minutes in. And Smitty comes in, and Jeff Odgers comes across the ice and gets in his crease, and Smitty just hacks him in the back of the leg. And Odgers drops like a rock. And Wolanin comes around, or no, Dave Reed comes around and just absolutely levels one of the Islander players. And Ziggy Poilievre comes up, and he's all 5'6", comes in and cross checks, and everyone's into it. And then Smitty gets out of the net. And as a goalie, you're not supposed to get out of the net. So he gets out of the net. And immediately at that point, Jeff Odgers skates around and starts tangling with Smitty. And I kid you not, Smitty pops helmet, Odgers pulls up his sleeves like he always did. He's ready to go, like the pinkies and thumbs. He's like this, just ready to go. And Smitty, has his stick and he sits, and I'm just like this. Odgers, stab him with your fucking skate. And I swear to God, Olivia can attest it. Smitty looks up in the stands and looks like, what the? What do you mean stab me with his skate? What the shit? It's great.
I think he'd had a few beers at that point.
I was a little drunk.
Yeah.
But I was drunk the night before. Nike and I got it on. We tied one on. Okay, sorry for the cussing. Let's get into the next segment.
The Dumb Store is veteran-owned with a 5-star diamond rating for service and satisfaction. We offer quality products like coffee, shirts, hoodies, and hats, all made by veterans. Shop
My
with
pronouns are they, them.
Backed by
At least that's what I share with people most.
Use code DUMB10 to save 10%. Visit thedumbshow.com today. Thank you for your support.
So this next segment, I need a cipher. I need a cipher. I got Hayden. Hayden, go sit with your mom. You don't have to be. You look pretty tonight.
Okay.
Were you sleeping? Can you take off those damn headphones off your head? Can you put one headphone in from your mother? And you need to decipher this for us.
Okay. Oh, that's what we need.
So, hi, Hayden. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hayden's turning into a young lady. She's looks very, very pretty. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
You look like you just got done with a 7-day binger of heroin and Jack Daniels. Are you alive?
I'm really tired and my body feels like it got hit by a truck, but I'm fine.
Can you point down the mic for her? Hayden, I'm going to pause it, and you're going to help decipher this for your old parents, okay?
Okay.
All right, here it is. This is a bunch of cringe stuff lately, and I don't know how to say it. I'm going to give you an example. The Democrats, we know they've been singing, right? Hayden, you're aware of this?
Yeah.
They've been making stupid videos. I mean, just dumb stuff. They've been doing sing-ins. This is what they did last night with everyone pick your Street Fighter, doing a Street Fighter video. Ocasio-Cortez looks good, though, by the way. Here it is. Gotta hate Democrats. So
It looked like one of them was trying to take a pee.
yeah. So now this blue-haired woman from the Incredibles. I was not to make you a power suit. You will like it and wear it. It's stretchy for the little boy, is it not?
Mode.
Flamethrower. Okay, here it is. Hayden, you
Yeah.
ready to decipher?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes. Hayden,
Yes.
don't piss me off on my show. All right, here it is.
Yo, this is...
Jeez, lady. Get a volume control. Okay, I think I got it now.
the ranking Rizzler on appropriations, serving Connecticut's...
Okay. Hayden, you got to get in here. You can't laugh.
Yo, this...
I know, it's funny.
Okay.
Oh my god, I have to translate Gen Alpha slang.
Yes, you do. Can you speak into the mic? Point it down, please. Big time on her.
Okay.
All right.
You should have gotten your child that's actually Gen Alpha. I'm Gen Z. You grabbed the wrong one.
Will you just do this and be quiet?
Okay.
is the ranking Rizzler on appropriations.
What's a Whizzler?
Oh.
Is it a Rizzler or Whizzler?
Rizzler.
What is that?
Do you know what Riz is?
Riz? No.
Is
Is it an Italian food?
Is this bad? I mean,
okay.
BPG and tell us.
So it's
get close. To
okay. You guys like, you know what it means to like pool someone?
Can you get close to the mic, please?
Basically, it means that you can say you're a guy, you can get girls easy.
Okay, so you're a pimp. You're a playa.
Yeah,
I got it. Okay,
yeah.
okay. So Whizzlers, we're players. All right.
Rizzler. Yeah,
so I'm
sure.
I'm a Rizzler. Got it.
No.
Sir.
Yes, you have no idea. You would never have been born if I wasn't a Rizzler. Your mom was a catch. Just shut up and just decipher this, okay, kid? I had you for a reason. It was to do this. Now listen.
In Connecticut's 3rd District. It's time to enter your Dark Academia Congress era. All right.
Dark academia?
What does that mean? Is that like witchcraft?
It's like a gothic vibe. Like dark academia.
No, that's enough. We got it.
Yeah.
We got. Let me
And
look at.
then do you know what era is?
An era? Yes, a time period depicting more than something that's equivalent to at least a year or more.
Just so you know that
that's not what it means in Gen Z, but it's kind of along the lines of that.
Taylor Swift is not.
Listen, we're not here to do this. We're here for you to decipher. What does era mean?
It's basically like something that you're like into at the time. Like if I said, "Oh, I'm in my failing English era," that would only be for like a week. But if I have enough in English, I can say I'm in my failing English era.
So it's like when people say, "Yo, man, it's been a minute," when it hasn't been a minute. It's been like 9 months. But well, man, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So stupid shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Besties, House appropriation is the money moves in Congress.
What's money moves? Does that just mean
that's like
money
that's
moves?
like important, like rich moves.
You got to speak up, honey.
That's like good. Money's like good.
Okay, so like your money, you're so money you didn't even know it. Well, that still holds true. Okay.
We are not chasing the bag. We are the bag.
Do you know what that means? Okay.
Democrats are making life smoother through government funding. It's giving skibbity.
Ethan!
Yo, man, can you listen? Can you?
went to
Yo,
Jacko.
man, listen. This I like this, but it's been a minute. This has really impacted my Rizzle and my Rizzle era. Can we skibbity through this? Hurry up.
What is skibbity?
What is skibbity, Hayden?
A toilet.
What?
A toilet.
These fucking people. Here we go.
So Sigma, main character energy.
I'm gonna say Sigma's cool because Ethan always says it to me. Always. What?
Sure. We'll go with the term.
No.
Can you help me out? What is it? What's Sigma?
It's along the lines of Rizzler, but like.
Ethan, get over here. Your sister's failing.
What does Sigma mean?
No, get over here. Just right here. Get on the mic. Yeah. Get in here. What does Sigma mean?
Okay, it means someone, I guess, like, very cool or, like, popular, like, guess, like...
So your dad's Sigma.
That's why he always calls
No.
me Sigma.
Okay. All right. Come in here. You got to stay. We're not done.
Yep.
All right. What's main character energy? Talking to
I
Mike.
know this one.
Main
I know this
character
one.
energy is someone, you know, like, movies, how, like, the main character is always, like...
Like me.
I'm the best.
Like
or
your
stuff
dad.
Like that.
Like your dad.
No. That's like some kid. That's like some guy, like sports. Like some guy always scoring the goals and like, I'm the best. You're not the main character.
Like,
bud.
or
like stuff like that.
It's
So-
like when people act like they're the main character in the world and they're like annotating their life and like they just got a coffee and they're like, oh, I got a coffee, y'all, like to literally no one.
Did you just use annotating in a sentence at what are you 12 now?
14. Yes, you did.
Okay, here we go.
But Republicans' project 2025 is mad sus.
Suspicious.
Mad sus.
Suspicious.
Come on in here.
Suspicious.
Sus is basically a short word for suspicious. It basically came out when Among Us came out. It's a game.
Suspicious.
Okay.
Eliminating the Department of Education, negative aura points.
Negative over points. Negative over points is basically when someone who is very cool does something very stupid and it makes them get embarrassed. That's when someone goes up and says, "You lost. You negative over points."
Oh, I lose negative aura points all the time on this show.
Someone just said that main character energy is a lot like narcissism. You're correct. That's exactly what it is.
Basically, the biggest phantom tax on the environment.
Phantom tax is when you steal someone's food, basically, and say, "Hey, don't phantom tax my skibbity slicer."
You just put how many
Are you
shut
guys-
up with terms?
You guys are so retarded. I mean, seriously,
No,
how gay
he
can
is.
you get?
I have never used skibbity or Sigma a day in my life.
On your education and your rights. Big L posting it online, buddy.
I know what the big L is. That's whenever it comes up to
Particular
me.
meeting, I will come out.
They get the big L.
Democrats understood the assignment, but go off. See how I keep you informed? Very cutesy, very demure.
You're very
Yo,
mindful.
this is the
What is that?
Very
Hayden?
cutesy, very demure, very mindful. It's basically just a way for saying like nice, cool.
Wait, ranking Winslow on.
Yeah.
They didn't say yacht, shockingly.
Okay, get out. Like, leave my room. Like, right now.
I don't understand. I totally understand how
out.
my parents felt when I was growing up. 'cause
Get.
I don't use any of these.
But
Get-
our words weren't bad.
No, it's Ebonics. What?
I don't use any of these. It's all Ethan. I'm Gen Z. I've never used skibbity.
God, you look like your mama.
I do.
You look so much like your mom, and you're so much prettier as your mom than you are looking like me. You've got a lot of me in you, but you're a pretty girl. Get the hell out of here now. Leave. Leave.
My babies.
Leave.
I have
Ethan, come say hi to everybody. Ethan, get over here. Look in the camera. Say goodbye. He's growing up too.
Bye.
Get out of my house.
There's like
Move out.
There's a dead fly.
Get out of my room now.
There's a dead
Shut the front door.
What does the dog have in her mouth?
Probably
Babe.
the fly.
Babe, the dog has something in her mouth.
Guns getting racked in 3 minus.
What was it?
Oh my god.
That's giving negative hour points.
Yeah, it's totally, man. That's messing with my skibbity homes.
You're not the main character.
Dude, I am the main character. I will step on you and ruin your life. Shut up.
Oh my gosh. I now know how my parents felt, but it was like we said like totally and like.
Dude, what the hell is this? What is wrong with people?
Dad,
Like,
did you print anything?
what are you talking about?
She got a piece of paper, and let's say that piece of paper is no longer.
Go fix it. Go clean it up. Go clean it up. Get out of here before I skibbity all over your face with my foot. Liv, we didn't talk like this.
No,
we said
we
bitchin',
didn't.
we said cool, we said radical.
Totally and like. Everything was like this,
dude,
like that, like that.
Awesome, like totally tubular.
Well, I guess we did that whole talk to the hand. And
no, I didn't do that. That was your bullshit.
As if.
Never said that shit. No.
I only did it when I was acting like a
we
valley girl,
said
but I didn't talk like
we
that.
said bitchin', we said awesome, we said whatchamacallit.
Totally tubular.
But that was like California thing. Dude, a lot. Broski, it's golden. Like that's a Colorado thing. Oh, it's totally golden. But that all makes sense. This other crap is just like retarded. Like they found some sort of retarded language and it's indecipherable. What the hell's wrong with people? Folks, give us more money. Seriously, we need it. We need
to deal with our therapy that we have to go
deal
through.
with it, because when they leave the house, we want to retire and never see them again. So please help us get free of our children who are just knucking futs. Hayden has turned into a beautiful young lady, and she is very confident, and I love my daughter. My son is just becoming handsome. And I love my kids. They're popular at school. They get along. They're nothing like me. They're everything like their mother. And they're going to be very successful. So I'm very proud of my children. I love them to death. And everyone goes, how can you? Shut up! Get the hell out of here. I hate your face. I hate your face. Get out of here. Leave.
Don't bogart the doobie. What? Everyone's going to start saying their slang terms from when they were growing up.
Yeah, they're good kids. They're fun. I've told them, I say, if you can handle your dad, you can handle anybody. And they sure can. They do a good job. I love it when the kids are on too. They're amazing, and there's a lot of love. And you're like, how could you talk to your children that way? Yeah, if you saw the way our children were, you wouldn't second guess how we raised them. They're good kids. They're smart kids. They're sharp kids. Listen, Democrats, you guys are so bad. And here's why you're so bad. And listen, I got to say, can I be honest? I kind of got a thing for Ocasio-Cortez. Big brown eyes, olive skin, brown hair, dumb as dog shit, kind of ruins it for me. But she's smoking hot. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. But every time she talks, she ruins it for me. Please see if you can follow this, because this is what they're doing. They're trying to embrace this language that nobody can understand, so they don't sound as stupid as they actually are. Explain it. Liv, your job is to explain.
It makes them sound much more stupid, but...
You need to explain this to me. Tell me what
Okay.
she says right here. That's a lovely dress. You wanted to buy this thing. I told you couldn't have it, but I kind of like it. I think we need to go back to White House Black Market and buy it
I
for
need
you.
to try and close to see if I have
It's the
clothes
green
that
one.
fit.
It's the
I know.
green. It was the olive drab one.
Mhm.
She's wearing the same thing. This is a White House Black Market. What?
Okay, we think the paper actually on the counter and bills are on the counter.
Oh my God, the credit card was
The
on
credit
there.
card was on the counter.
There's not the credit card.
Okay, good.
We checked, but this
Oh my God.
intact papers. Do you recognize that?
The only things that were on there were Northwest Mutual, which is our life insurance. It was probably just an update to policies.
Go and get the credit card and save it.
Yeah, make sure that the credit card's fine.
The credit card is still on the counter in the piece of paper.
Guess what this means? Stop. Listen to me. Guess what this means? Both of you are not watching the dog. Shut up. Go. Get out now.
How
go
in
watch,
the world did
go watch the
she
dog.
get up on the island?
Close the door. Okay, thank you. Liv, done. Okay, got to do the show.
Okay.
Here we go.
And I want you to understand, I want everyone to understand that tax cuts cost money. We have to pay for them. So
you don't have to pay
You're
for them.
going to be explaining this video.
You don't have to pay for them, AOC. I have to pay for them. Not you.
No. But wait. You have to decipher this. You're not doing it right.
Okay.
Listen to what she says. That makes no sense.
and I want you to understand, I want everyone to understand that tax cuts
Which means what, Liv?
It means less taxes.
Which means what, Liv?
Less money going to the government.
Which means what, Liv?
Lower money.
Oh my God.
I would think.
Okay, AOC. Seriously, this is why I love you, because you're hot. It means money not leaving you, but you getting it back. That's what tax cut is.
Yeah.
You're not having to pay the tax. Okay, good. So more money for you, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cost money. We have to pay for them.
You have to pay for something you don't have to pay for?
So every dollar that you spend in federal taxes is going to pay for some rich person's G-Wagon.
What the hell's a G-Wagon?
And it's also going to cut in 8-year-old kids with autism's ability to access Medicaid.
Why is an 8-year-old with autism accessing Medicaid?
That would be the parent's job, not the 8-year-old's job.
Okay, here, let's go to the rest. See if it gets better. Maybe it's going to get better.
That's what they're putting on the table. That's what they're trying to make worse. And frankly, I don't care what party you are, we cannot stand for this.
Every time I'm like, she looks nice today, she just makes me want to punch myself in the face. This is this generation. And they're trying to relate to a retarded... Listen, okay, I understand. I understand boomers. I understand Gen Xers. I understand millennials. I understand the why bothers. I get it. Every generation has its quirks, and every generation looks at the generation beneath them and goes, oh my God. Guess what? We already have 2 generations between me and the other. Olivia's got one.
I'm the same generation as you.
Oh, so we both have, 3 generations in between us? When we say this generation, we're removed. We're the wise and the older ones going, no, you guys really do suck. This is ridiculous. What in the is she talking about? All you had to do is say they're cutting taxes. Okay, that's it. There are no 8-year-olds with autism accessing Medicare, Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield, visiting angels.
It's old people.
Nobody's doing any of that. If a person who has autism, if we cut taxes, their care is dependent upon their guardians and parents. And if there's any government assistance to that, we're not cutting that. When you cut taxes, you don't cut the budget. Does everyone understand this? The budget is set. The money is spent. The reason you cut taxes is so you don't overspend or overcollect, that you give that back to the American people. How hard is this?
Apparently very hard. When you only have one brain cell, it's really hard to retain information.
Is she that stupid?
Yes.
I mean, okay. Well,
there's no argument. Yes, she is stupid.
But pretty. But stupid. Tulsi Gabbard goes after terrorists. You're not going to like this. This shit's crazy. We'll be right back.
Join.
We have any more donations? What's our total?
Oh, we need the total. Sorry.
I was interested to hear it.
The total is $133.89.
A little light in the pot. Okay, 2056, folks. Got to give you got to switch the message to the collection message here of donations. It's always free, but if you have the ability, listen to the commercial. You'll understand.
The Dumb Show is built on real conversations, raw, unfiltered, and fearless. Big Tech didn't like that. Facebook pulled our funding, tried to shut us down. But for over a year, you, our incredible viewers, have kept us going. Your support, your donations, your time, it all matters. Most of you spend 10 plus hours a week with us. Compare that to Netflix, maybe 5 hours a month. We believe we're worth that time, and we hope you do too. But listen, we don't want giving to feel like a burden. We want it to feel good. So take a second to ensure you're in a good spot. If you're in a place to give, that will be amazing. If not, just liking and sharing helps more than you know. Visit thedumbshow.com/donate. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, or mail, every bit helps to keep us going. Dumb Nation. We appreciate you more than words can say.
You just need to say that Billy Idol did the commercial because it sounds just like him. It sounds just like Billy Idol.
Whoa, he doesn't care about her. He doesn't even like her.
Exactly. That's all I can think about it.
He's just using her, Billy.
Yep. If Billy Idol can get it, why
Billy
can't
Idol-
you? Why can't she? Love
Billy
that
Idol
movie.
gets it. This was sent to us by Carrie, who had a recommendation on Facebook today. It says, discover creators similar to the Don't Unfriend Me show, Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro. We're on there. So now all I need to do is become a rich Jew, and I'll be set. But unfortunately, that's not where I'm at. But it's very, very nice to be compared to Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh. I think they're two very smart individuals. I don't agree with them all the time, but that's neat. It's kind of nice to be recommended next to those guys.
Very neat.
Very,
we were
very-
on Rumble, the front page. We popped up next to Dan Bongino.
We were very different styles we have, but feels good that we're starting to be recommended by other channels. So it makes me happy and pant. Tulsi Gabbard, speaking of happy and pant, Tulsi Gabbard in a cowgirl shirt and a USA hat, looking quite good, might I add.
Thank you, Mr.
Republican looks good on her. Decided to address, and then this is where my happy dance went, pew, because she started talking. And not because of AOC, who's completely stupid, but because of what she was talking about. Listen to this.
President, for your leadership in bringing the country's attention to what has been happening here at the border and the significant change that has already occurred under the short time that President Trump has been in office. Really, what you're seeing here today and what you'll continue to see is a unified effort across.
Gotta admit, she looks good, right?
Yeah, she's okay. I never thought she was that pretty to begin with.
She looks pretty good. Come on, she looks pretty
Well,
good.
you know what? Compared to a lot of the other women in the cabinet, she's lower on the totem pole than most of them.
Oh, somebody. I think she looks good right here.
I mean, Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, and Carolyn Lovett, she got a lot to live up to.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Why are you hating on the brown-eyed girls? All right.
I'm a brown-eyed brunette, but she just, I don't know.
Fair enough. All right, let's listen to what she has to say.
President Trump's national security team, the Department of Homeland Security, towards our mission, which is to ensure a safe, free, and prosperous society for Americans. As Director of National Intelligence, there are a number of areas where we are focused.
Well, listen.
The President talked about in his speech, over 21 million people have come across our borders illegally under Joe Biden's administration. There are many of them that we don't know who they are. They have not been vetted. We don't know where they are. I'll give you one quick example of one of the problems that we are getting after. From Central Asia, there were over 4,000 people who came across our borders using an ISIS-affiliated network. Our National Counterterrorism Center went through and identified those individuals. There were hundreds of them who were either known terrorists or associated with known terrorists. That information was provided to the Biden administration. You may remember in some of the news, a little over 100 of those people were arrested in 2024. Of those who were arrested, only 8 were either deported or remained in custody. Only 8. The rest of them were released back into our country. Where are they? What are they doing? What may they be plotting? This is just the beginning. There are many, many areas that we need to stay very focused on, working with the Department of Homeland Security, working with the FBI to ensure that we're keeping the American people safe. Our Counterterrorism Center is working on making sure that we have that single source for vetting so that we can figure out who is actually in our country and identify those who pose a threat and get them removed. The president's designation of the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations falls directly into this, especially as we're seeing some of the tactics that these cartels are using reflect some of the tactics that we've seen used by Islamist terrorists in countries that many of us have served in overseas. Our mission is very clear. Our objective is to keep the American people safe. I'm grateful to be a part of this team that President Trump has assembled to accomplish that mission.
So you've got 21 million people possible crossing into the border. You've got hundreds of terrorists that were apprehended using ISIS channels to get put in, and only 8 were sent back. Why? let's think about this. What would be the benefit to allow terrorists into our country and not deport them? Is it a logistical issue? Is it something nefarious? Is it an oversight? Can you think of any reason that you would want to do that? And don't say I don't know, but let's take a second and try to figure it out. Why would you want to or allow known terrorists with a terrorist affiliation to run free inside the United States?
I can't think of any good reason why.
I didn't ask you for the good reason. I asked you for the reason, right? So I'm not asking you for a good reason because there is no good reason, and I'm with you. So what would be the reason? Let's just walk through it. Okay. So is there any benefit to have terrorists running around the country?
No, there's not.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Why? Is there a budget to catch terrorists in this country?
Oh, FBI, yes, there is.
Okay, so there's a budget for it, which means that there's money involved. So if there's money involved and there's no terrorists to catch, can you go ahead and have and justify the funding for a terrorist branch of the government to go ahead and catch terrorists?
Yep.
Okay.
Like the construction.
Okay, so there's a reason. Doesn't mean it's a good reason, but there's a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, great. What's another reason? Do you think, well, where are these people from?
I would assume Muslim countries, Middle East.
We're all over the place.
But all over, yeah.
Right? All over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just because they use a ISIS network doesn't mean that they're Muslim.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be Chinese. It could be Pakistani non-Muslims. There's a lot of different places. So let me ask you a question. Once these people leave the country, do you think they have records in their country, their home country?
I would assume.
Sure. Because how do we know they're on their terrorist networks?
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
So we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their countries know. So what happens when we try to deport these people? What do these countries do?
The countries say we don't want them back.
So let me ask you a question. When you're talking 21 million people come across the border, do you think that the countries and the United States may have a policy that mandates how many people they are allowed to send back and not? Because wouldn't that be an important thing if it constantly happens for the United States to say, listen, you got to stop doing this? When it's 21 million people, there's got to be some policy that says you are not allowed to take these people and send them over here. And if you do, you're going to take them back. There should be some sort of policy, right?
You would think.
Is there?
No.
No. So why would Joe Biden not stop and not ship these people away? What do you think happens when he says, I've got, a couple hundred terrorists for you that left your country, that was bombing and killing your people and creating chaos, and we're going to ship them back to you? What do you think those countries say?
No, we don't want them back.
They wouldn't. Yeah. So what do you think Joe Biden did?
Tuck tail and just let them go free in our country?
Probably a good chance, because that's what we have found out and would have to assume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's another possibility? So you're doing well. So let's keep going. What are some other reasons why this would happen? Because this is how we find out the why.
He didn't know.
Maybe not he, but
somebody in his cabinet,
whoever's responsible for doing this, dropped the ball. Maybe it was a communication. Remember, it was an interagency slip up. Let's just assume that something bad happened where they missed these people and they weren't flagged properly and the communication wasn't effective. Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay, what's another reason? What else do terrorists do?
Oh, they're different identities. They have fake identities.
Right, but that's presumption because we don't know that. But we do know what terrorists do. What do terrorists do? It's in the name.
Well, they terrorize people.
They terrorize people. So is it possible that creating chaos and dissension and tragedy entices the American people to justify the need for more government? Could that be a possibility?
Yes.
Could it possibly allow a certain ethnicity and a certain group of people in because maybe we want to go ahead and take their mineral rights, take their petroleum reserves, reinstall a new government? Would we look the other way? Well, we did in Pearl Harbor. We did in 9/11. We had all the warnings. All the intelligence apparatus had all the information they needed to stop this. They chose not to. Same thing with Pearl Harbor. Do you think it's possible that our government could just simply sit by and allow something to happen, knowing that the reaction would overall benefit the United States more than the inaction?
Yes.
Sure. Why not? World War II defined the United States as a superpower in the world. It was one of the most tragic things, but one of the best things that we could do. Let me ask you a question. If you could get back lives and tens of thousands of American soldiers back from that time and bring them back to life, would you, to lessen our standing in the world where we might be speaking Japanese and German today?
Probably not.
No, not at all. No, neither would I. Not one of them. So do you think maybe the government thinks that way?
Probably.
Probably. Now, will we want our sons and daughters sacrificed in order to stabilize ourselves for the next 50 years? Of course not, because we're right in the now. But when you think about it and reflect on our grandparents or great-grandparents, we're kind of like, yeah, they sacrificed for our country. We're not going to take that away from them. But right in the now, we say this is abhorrent. How could you possibly sacrifice our children? We can't stand for that. But do you think 2 generations removed from us are actually going to look back on our kids and go, geez, I wish we could save them? Or that maybe we could be speaking Sputnik or Chinese? Yeah. No. Yeah. So why can't that government see that forest through the trees and make that decision for all of us now? Is it really that horrible of thinking? Is it really that offensive that our government could be thinking that way of the many versus the few?
It shouldn't be, but it is.
There it is. There's the answer. Because it doesn't have to be a good idea. It just needs to be an idea. And when you start exploring thoughts like this, you get to uncover what it could be, and you get to uncover the why. And usually it's a multifaceted problems with multifaceted solutions. There's no Band-Aid for this. But we have to start asking ourselves a question of why. And why would they do it? But this shit is terrifying. But it certainly justifies government programs. It certainly justifies keyhole programs. It certainly justifies spying on Americans through things like the Patriot Act and warrantless searches in FISA. Because if we didn't have terrorists on there, how do we justify spying on Americans? If we stopped all terrorists in the United States, then why would we need to go ahead and spy on terrorists in the United States? Well, we can't spy on terrorists in the United States. So what we do is we do a dragnet and collect all information and try to disseminate who the terrorists are. That's what the Patriot Act is. That's what some of these dog watch programs are. So when we see things like this, we should start asking ourselves the question, why is this happening?
Yeah, it is a good question of why it's happening.
Yeah. It sure is. Folks, we are 45% to goal. It's a little bit different. You can see it down here, but we're about halfway on that blue line. We are going to go take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Join WimKen.com, the social media platform built for free speech and true connection. No censorship, no algorithms controlling your feed, just genuine conversations and a commitment to protecting your rights. Sign up today at WimKen.com and take back your voice. Tell them Matt and the Dumb Show sent you.
You should look up Karen Vera's most recent comment.
What, like a reset? That was her most recent.
Okay, it was when Tulsi Gabbard was talking.
I saw something about they were releasing TS information.
No, she said it's better because we were talking about how
he's a walking corpse. He was their puppet.
No.
Well, then don't say that her latest population control.
No, it's when Tulsi Gabbard was talking, and it was pretty freaking funny.
Biden administration, worst one in my lifetime.
No, it said something along the lines of, because you were saying how
looks better than the one-eyed purple people eater you showed earlier.
Yes, that was funny. I thought that was funny. So sorry, I didn't realize she commented so many times.
No, I know. I was like, God, I'm digging back here. Folks, Stacey Abrams.
Our favorite person.
Oh yeah, she's just a peach, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
A little slow tonight. You know, it just feels like this Friday's a little slower.
A lot of views on Wimkin though.
Where are we at?
184.
We got 144 people on right now here, and Twitter's a little slower tonight. My Twitter people, but just a little slower tonight. Yeah. I think everyone's tired. I'm tired too. Let's hit this damn goal and get the hell out of here. Stacey Abrams, here it is. And this one is about her $2 billion investment we heard in the State of the Union. And it will refresh your memory. MSNBC. I can't believe Chris Hayes still has a show. My God. I mean, seriously, why doesn't Trump just buy MSNBC? Here's Stacey Abrams. Yeah, it doesn't look any better. Here it is.
One of the ironies of the attack on you, and I'm going to play what he did, was that my understanding is the program at the source of this whole thing is a program to lower costs for people. Do I have that top line correct?
You have it absolutely right.
Okay, so I'm gonna play what he had to say, and then I'm going to ask you to explain what the program is that was such an obvious, ludicrous laugh line for the Republicans there. Take a listen.
$1.9 billion to recently created decarbonization of homes committee, headed up.
Tamar, that Moab's real shit. I told you guys, dude, my coffee is not weak. It is amazing. It is huge. Huge. It is delicious. Get your Moab over at the dumbshow.com.
And we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Okay, so what is this organization? What is your relation to it, and what does it do?
In 2023 and 2024, I led a program called Vitalizing DeSoto. We worked in a tiny town in South Georgia to demonstrate that by replacing energy inefficient appliances with efficient appliances, you can lower your cost. And in fact, we accomplished that. For 75% of the community, they got appliances that are lowering their bills right now. We had one woman.
I hope you're listening. No, you're not.
I'm doing donations.
You're not listening, though. You got to listen to the video because I'm going to ask you stuff. You're a host, right?
I'm trying to do donations.
Yeah, but donations are important, but they can hold because I'm going to listen. Everyone goes, why do you always got to get Olivia involved more? This is why. I'm sitting here watching you. I'm like, she's not listening to a damn thing Stacey Abrams is saying. You got to listen to this one. Can I show it to you again?
Yes.
All right, but now everyone else has to watch it again, too. Here we go. You've been chastised. You're not being skibbity, okay? I need you to be more alpha. Omega, Sigma. Sigma, I need you to be more Sigma, okay? I need you to be the meta queen aura karma, okay?
Sure.
Here we go.
One of the ironies of the attack on you, and I'm going to play what he did, was that my understanding is the program at the source of this whole thing is a program to lower costs for people. Do I have that top line correct?
Maria, we did see that you ordered the My Ugly sweater. It is a comfy sweater. Liv and I both
very comfy.
Liv and I both have one. I hope you enjoy it, Maria. Yes, we're going to send in the order. It will take a little bit longer because they have to manufacture it and they have to custom make it. It's not a printed. It is a knit sweater. So it takes about 2 weeks to make. So just hang tight. It's going to take a while, but you will have it, okay?
Okay, so I'm gonna play what he had to say, and then I'm going to ask you to explain what the program is that was such an obvious, ludicrous laugh line for the Republicans there. Take a listen.
$1.9 billion to recently created decarbonization of homes committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Okay, so what is this organization? What is your relation to it, and what does it do?
In 2023 and 2024, I led a program called Vitalizing DeSoto. We worked in a tiny town in South Georgia to demonstrate that by replacing energy inefficient appliances with efficient appliances, you can lower your cost. And in fact, we accomplished that. For 75% of the community, they got appliances that are lowering their bills right now. We had one woman who saw her electric bill cut in half from $180 to $98. That's what we delivered. And based on that program, a coalition of organizations, famous organizations, came together and said to the EPA, if we can do this here, we can do this for millions more Americans. Let us invest the money of America in lowering the cost for Americans. And the EPA said, okay, great, go for it.
I have never heard a bigger line of bullshit. Liv, tell me what she was saying.
that they replaced appliances in people's home to energy efficient appliances, and it cut
Good.
people's electric bills in half.
Good for you. Good for you. Liv?
Yes.
Did you happen to catch the town's name?
No, I didn't, because I don't think she said it. It was a very small
did.
town. Okay,
She did.
DeSoto. That's what it
I was
was.
going to say Juan DeSoto. Stacey Abrams addresses DeSoto residents at an event celebrating the completion of rewiring America's Vitalizing DeSoto. DeSoto, small rural city, encompasses about 510 acres, has a population of 130 and a house count of about 116. As of Friday night, about 75% of these homes were outfitted with brand new energy-efficient appliances that cost the residents nothing. How much was the overall payout that they gave her?
1.9 billion.
1.9 billion. I've done some math. You know how I like my math.
Mm-hmm.
And just to kind of try to put it in perspective, what's the average median household price in DeSoto? Give me a guess, Sweet Pea. Love Cookie Buns, who looks really good in the hat that your mom gave you. Why don't you tell everybody?
Totally exhausted with a toad on it.
Leaning on a mushroom.
Yeah.
It's a great hat. Go ahead.
I'm going to guess 175,000.
That price is too damn high.
75.
That price is too damn high.
Okay, well, let's go with 50.
$67,000 is the average median household price in DeSoto, compared to other Georgia cities where it's $331,000 to $320,000, and that's okay because it's impoverished. But $67,000 in a population of 214 total people at 120 houses. Do you know what that breaks down to? Give me a guess. How much money per person does $1.98 billion translate to per person? Give me an idea.
It's 214 people. Just say 200 people. 100 million? 10 million?
9 million. $9 million in new appliances is what that would curtail and come down to. Does that sound a little bit high?
Just tad. I'm just curious because it sounds like that, because I know how much appliances cost, because we've had to buy a new appliance at one point or another. Every single appliance we've had to buy new at one point or another.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that those appliances don't cost $9 million.
Well, let me go ahead. Oh, that's funny you say that, dear, because I've also done that math. $2 billion, let's just say it was 2 million appliances. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That would be $1,000 for an appliance each. Have you ever bought an appliance that was more than $1,000?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, our fridge. It was like
Okay,
$2,800, but that was
what we're talking about. We're
yeah.
talking about a stove.
No,
Liv.
I
No,
don't
we
think
never
we
have. And certainly it's not going to cost, let's do the math, $67,000. So let's go 67 into 1,000. What's the percentage?
6.7%.
6.7%, Liv, of the total house cost is in the stove.
That's
if it was $2 million appliances. She didn't buy 2 million appliances.
No.
So where'd all the money go?
I'm going to assume in her own pockets.
Where are the receipts? I'm assuming when you buy energy efficient appliances in bulk that there would be some sort of receipt.
And
for it.
you'd also probably, since you're buying in bulk, you're going to get a discount.
I would probably think so, since you're a government entity. So the question is, where's the money? She doesn't have the answer. The reason she doesn't have the answer is because she's an effing liar. You said you were doing some donations.
Yeah, we have 2.
Did you get them done?
Almost.
Good. Then we'll be right back.
The Dumb Store is veteran-owned with a 5-star diamond rating for service and satisfaction. We offer quality products like coffee, shirts, hoodies, and hats, all made by veterans. Shop with confidence, backed by hundreds of 5-star reviews. Use code DUMB10 to save 10%. Visit thedumbshow.com today. Thank you for your support.
So it's interesting. I would not be surprised if Stacey Abrams wound up maybe giving those people personal loans or buying their properties or reinvesting in foreclosed homes in the area, something. That money went somewhere. But even if you replaced everybody's washer, their dryer, their refrigerator, and every other appliance, air conditioning and heater, you still would be talking $7 to $8 million per home. An ungodly amount of money. People should have some questions.
Yeah, they totally should.
Even a heat pump, $20,000. Stephen Cornett donated $30. Thank you. And yes, she did say some of the things were heat pumps and conditioning and things to that effect, but there are no receipts for this. But even at $20,000 in that town, it doesn't. You could give every house $100,000. She got $2 billion. You could give every house $250,000, but why would you invest $250,000 in a house that's only worth $67,000? Why don't you just take the $200,000 and buy a new fucking house? Jane Bush donated $23. Thank you, Jane. We're getting a little closer.
That is
Liv, give me the magic number.
62%.
62%, 47, 8, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is it? 68?
62.
62. 62% goal out of 300. That basically leaves
The total is
$120.
$187.
Is what we have left?
No, it's what our current.
Right, so $120 roughly.
Yeah.
Okay, 117.
Yes, I'm just for people who can't do math, which is me, one of them. Percentages don't make sense, so I was giving them the total.
We need $113 to make it happy, folks. All right. Poilievre, Poilievre there. Whatever his face is. I can't stand the French. I'm just I thought this guy was supposed to be someone we appreciated and cared for and loved. I thought this guy was supposed to be the next PM. I thought this guy was supposed to take over for Trudeau. What the fuck is this guy doing? No wonder why Donald Trump doesn't
Poilievre?
Whatever.
I don't know.
That's what it is. It's Poilievre.
Is it Poilievre? Yeah. I was just totally guessing.
I was just kidding. Here's Poilievre and his comments, possibly the next prime minister, Pierre Poilievre of Canada, having some things to say about the United States and Donald Trump. And I expected a little more support from the Conservative Party. Someone explain this to me. Listen.
Hoping to get your reaction to the federal government's decision to not proceed or at least delay the counter tariffs, given President Trump's pause, and how you would interact with Mr. Trump, given how unpredictable he can be.
We need to keep the counter tariffs in place until the president removes all tariffs forever for Canadians. We can't have half measures. We have to send a clear message to President Trump that if he wants to fight, then we will fight back. We will defend our people and our country. So the president must remove all tariffs on Canadians before we remove counter tariffs on the Americans. My message to President Trump is you've got two options. One, you can attack our economy and we will fight back. Your consumers will pay more, your workers will make less. Both our economies will weaken, leaving less money for border security and defense on both sides of the border, and our enemies will grow stronger. Or you can knock it off and get back to the best trading relationship the world has ever seen, so that both our workers make more, our consumers pay less, our economies have more money for national defense and border security. We can stand up to our real enemies on the other side of the oceans, and America and Canada as two separate countries will be stronger, safer, and better off.
He talks a big talk, I think. I think he's campaigning. He sounds like a politician.
I don't know. You're going to need Trump's base to get elected. There's a lot of people in Canada who respect Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like what he just said because
200% Canadian tariffs on Maine lumber. Tit for tat, dude. You guys have been tariffs on us. We're going to put tariffs on you.
There you go. There it is. And if tariffs hurt Americans, then why are you putting extra tariffs on us when you already had us tariffed? I love this narrative. Leeroy and I debunked it last night. Tariffs get passed on to the consumer. Right. Then why are you going ahead and screwing over Canadians? Why don't you just let these tariffs take place? What you care about is that you know tariffs work and you've been stealing money from Americans and profiting, and we're finally saying enough's enough. It's simple. Why don't you just go to a net zero? Why do you have to make up the fact that our country's bigger and we consume more than you, so you have to tax the living shit out of us in order to balance out this trade? Why don't you have more people? Why don't you go conquer some fucking countries on your own? Why don't you expand your base and start having kids? Why don't you make it more affordable in Canada? Why don't you stop promoting abortion? Why don't you stop promoting a socialist agenda? Why don't you stop doing socialized medicine and socialized care and let people make their own choices and let the free market work? Canada is a plethora of goods and services, and it can be great. But you throttle your own country. You put a governor on your overall engine and allow it not to, or you condemn it from reaching a certain speed and a certain amount of productivity. Tariffs are not good for anyone unless they are punitive or reciprocal. And we are most assuredly doing both. Canada, you need to protect your border as much as we need to protect our border. It's in our both best interests. And a country without a border is no longer a country. But, brother, I backed this guy up. I liked him. But right now, he just sounds like a fucking New World Order Schwab and Davos summit douche plow. You sound like a globalist. If you want to enjoy this relationship between the United States and Canada, then don't punish us because we have a larger population and we consume more. Because in the end, if we consume more, that means more of your money you're not going to have anymore because we're not consuming at the level we used to. And the more you apply tariffs, you really think Donald Trump's going to handle that threat? You really think he's going to be like, oh, I'm going to back down? Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck. Donald Trump will do this all day long and twice on Sunday. You will back down. You don't want this game of chicken because you have billions on the line. Billions on the line. We don't. And yes, we need your oil, and yes, we need your eggs and your syrup and all that bullshit. We can do without. The difference is no one's going to pick up your lumber at that price. Nobody's going to pick up your eggs and dairy at that price. Go find a secondary buyer. You guys say, oh, we'll find someone else to pick up our goods. Good luck. Let me know. Why don't you go deal with Russia? Why don't you go deal with the fucking Germans and the Poles and the Franks? Go deal with all of them and see what they say. You know what they're going to tell you? Piece up a fucking rope, you piece of shit Canadian. Go fuck a dog. Do it. Do it. Canada, my Canadian brothers and sisters, I love you. Vote Trudeau out and find somebody else, man. Can we please just get a Mexican president and Canadian president that has some balls, that wants to take over the world and let North and South America reign? The golden age is here, and you fuckers want to start dealing with tin and copper. Enough. Come with us, or we'll go without you. I'm sick and tired of this. Lead, follow, or just sit down and get the fuck out of the way. America's back, bitches. Get in the car or take a walk. Frank Riley, $26.25. Happy Friday. Thomas says he is 100% conservative. Thanks for coming out, though. I don't know what that means.
I'd have to see
Thomas, help me understand. You're saying he's 100% conservative? Because he doesn't sound very conservative right there. Does that sound conservative to you? I mean, going after Trump? I mean, do you think he needs to? I'm interested to hear. Do you agree with what he's doing? Because I like the guy, but I don't know if I like that.
It's in a thread. It's an answer to a thread. There's a whole thread, so it's not. I don't know what it's about. You'd have to go in the whole conversation.
Yeah, we need more kids.
All right, that's 71%.
71%, I'm doing it.
Total's 213.
213, 71% going up. And we are at 71%. Folks, I only have one more segment for us.
There was a question.
Sure, let's do it.
The question was, Matt, did you see the notice about cash charging three people with treason?
I did.
curious if it was real or if you found anything else about it.
It's my understanding that it was, but I would have to do some more research. But what I do have is a video from a guy named Ian. Oh, shit. That early morning just hit me like a touch. Bam.
Yeah,
Sleepy.
hit the wall.
Sleepy. Ian Carroll. Vivint was in our house refixing all the things they broke and adding more cameras and sensors. And I was up with them all day. And
Dog didn't get a nap. And
that means Dad didn't get a nap. And if I don't get my half hour, I am a dick. I'm always a dick, but I'm an effing dick. Ian Carroll, I played him a couple times. In fact, I had him on the show a couple times when he actually had his long hair. And I thought he was interesting. He did the prices and the GMOs and all the major brands that were owned in the food aisles where you could it was one company like Noble Sysco or Kraft or Procter and Gamble would own like all the food in an aisle, and they were all competitive with each other. Like all the chip companies are owned by one company.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was interesting, but this guy is not a big fan. He's jumping on the I Hate Jews bus. And this is a really good takedown by Ian Haworth or Hayworth. It's Haworth. And it's good stuff. I want you guys to listen to this, and then we can talk about this guy. And I think Ian Carroll is a very likable person, but I will tell you, I've learned a lot about him, watched his stuff, and I will tell you, he pretends to be unbiased. He pretends to be impartial. He is not. He'll say things like, listen, I'm just asking questions here. I'm not saying this is one way or another. And he does that to cover his ass. And what it is it's a false sense of security. And he builds his audience based upon that he's impartial and he's truly seeking the truth and willing to open up to both sides. But when you watch, he has a proclivity of staging certain comments in order to lead him to validate his own conclusions. I want you to watch this. And Haworth does a great job of breaking this down. Listen.
And I'm not saying that all Jews are in on something. Jeffrey Epstein.
You just did. The moment that you say, I'm not saying that all Jews are guilty of this, then you just said it. It's exactly what you're saying, because you're giving a premise that's false. And you're about to go ahead and undercut your entire statement that you weren't, and you are. Here it is.
Saying that all Jews are in on something. Jeffrey Epstein was the world's most prolific and evil sex trafficker that we know of so far, ever. And he very clearly was a Jewish organization of Jewish people working on behalf of Israel and other groups. And so that's a dark stain on Israel and on the Jewish people if you own it.
There you go. And I'm not implicating all Jews. That is a dark stain on the Jewish people if you own it. The way he sneaks in his falsehoods and sophistry and jumping to conclusions and connecting things is much more sneaky than just making one singular false statement or claim. He's like, and these people deeply corrupted are just like there for all time. There for all time. The Jewish faith. He doesn't know what the Jewish faith is or anything much about it. And then Jeffrey Epstein, a stain on the Jewish community. You have to fix that. You have to own it. Other types of conspiratorial conversations, the Clintons, Pizzagate, the corruption of this government or that. Nobody's talking about the Hillary Clinton scandal in the context of Baptists because she's a Baptist. Her nationality, ethnicity, community doesn't come up. But for some reason, when we talk about a bad apple, a bad person like Jeffrey Epstein, or Madoff or whoever, there's always this temptation in these conversations with conspiracy to implicate the Jews. And I'm not talking about all of them, but then talking about all of them, or talking about something bigger than the individual bad actors and nefarious people involved. It gets so disturbing. It starts to just sow this suspicion in people. And had there never been a Holocaust or pogroms or deep-seated histories of anti-Semitism leading to violence against Jews, you might be able to shrug it off. But you're just like, the antennas go up. The cycle of history of anti-Semitism. Like, do you know what you sound like? It's like literally an echo of history.
Yeah, it sounds like the KKK. It sounds like the Aryan Brotherhood. It doesn't sound like Nazis, so to speak, because the language has evolved. The Nazis weren't that smart. The Nazis really applied it to biblical proportions in World War I and blamed the Jews. But it is now changed. The Jews are blamed for everything. They're blamed for porn. They're blamed for the baking industry. They're blamed for Hollywood. When people talk about the Talmud, they talk about how Jesus is forever in hell, burning in a lake of excrement. They blame the Hasidic Jews, which I'm not a big fan of the Hasidic Jews either, but they blame them for 9/11. They say the Holocaust isn't real. They say the Rothschilds and the Fairchilds and the whatever is all based upon this great Jewish initiative to control the world. That 0.6% of the population somehow is responsible for all the dark and evil in the world. And honestly, it's so fucking exhausting and tiring. But this is what the skinheads and the Aryan Nation, the White Brotherhood, the Ku Klux Klan, this is what it sounds like. We've been here before. It's exhausting. But Ian Carroll, be careful, because you may consider him to be an educated and smart and likable person, and he certainly is. He's got a very affable style. He's a handsome guy. He's intelligent, and he comes across as very articulate and very well put together. All of the things that make an influential person. There's somebody else who I know who was like that, and his name was Adolf, and it ended with and ended with Hitler. Now, am I comparing Ian Carroll to Hitler? That's something Ian would do. No, but what I'm saying is that charming people can do nefarious and evil things. They can do good things too. But it's important to understand the power that you yield and that people listen to what you say and to be accountable for it. Am I saying Jews are perfect? No. Do I think Netanyahu is committing genocide? Sure. Do I believe that every single country on the planet has done so and will in the future? Yes. And is it okay? No, it sucks, but it's a part of reality. And Hamas fucked around and they're finding out. That's it. Don Bradley, that's it. Mom, how are we doing? Have anything else?
As of right now, no.
Okay, this is it, folks, and we're leaving right after this. 71%, this might be the night. Bobby's out tonight. Mel's not on tonight. Some of our big players, Paul Rivera, I don't know if he's on tonight. I don't know, but this is okay. This might be the night we haven't done it. It's almost been a year. I think it's really close to a year. We have hit goal every week.
It was a big
week. It was a huge week. Maybe this is the night. We don't hit it. 71% complete. Give us an update. Where are we at, Liv? To what?
213, I think it was.
213. So
yeah.
we are $87 away. Is that right?
Yes.
$87 away from hitting our goal. If we hit it, great. If we don't, we don't. Here is.
Yeah, Dawn had a question. I asked her to ask it because
that's what I'm doing right now.
Got it. Did you get it? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Dawn says, "Hi, Matt and Olivia. I just got here, but I want to leave you with a question, hoping you can answer when you have a moment. I saw a commentator say that the Dems in Congress who voted against men in sports said that it won't go to the Senate to pass because it didn't have the 60-some votes it needed to get to the Senate. I'm so confused by this, Matt. Can you explain? Does this mean that the bill to keep men out of women's sports did not pass?" It is confusing. It always is confusing. If you want to, you can actually go to your Constitution and you can read in the articles and it can break down for you what the Senate majority vote and the House Senate majority vote is, and what's the difference between a super majority and a regular majority. Here's the deal, and it's very simple. Just jotted down real quick in the break. The bill to keep men out of women's sports likely passed, and it did in the House, and only a simple majority is needed, which is 50% plus one. That is a simple majority. But now it has to go to the Senate. In the Senate, the bills have to get 60 votes to overcome a filibuster before they can actually be voted on. And since Democrats, although do not control the Senate, they will not support it. So therefore, getting 60 votes is going to be very difficult. Now, if we do see some people jump across the line, which you cannot anticipate because there is open resistance in the House, it will not pass. So without a 60 vote, that's the filibuster, which is a supermajority. They can't put that into law. Now, the good news about that is that if you're changing or adding a law, you need that 60, which is a 2/3 majority, which would be what you would think would be a 66. So it's not quite a 2/3 majority because there's only 100 senators. Get it? So a little bit different.
So the House votes on it first?
Yeah.
And how much does the House have to?
50 plus one. 50% of the House plus one.
50%. Okay.
50% of the House plus one. And
Gotcha.
then the Senate needs to be 60 with the filibuster. Some certain things in the Senate aren't based upon law, and they do not require a supermajority. And those are usually provisionals or pieces of legislations that are amendments to a bill that's already passed. But if you're going to write something into law, and codify that law and that piece of legislation, it needs to have the filibuster majority.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does anyone have questions on that?
As of right now, I don't see any, but if you could look up, we just got a donation, so I'm going to add it in real quick.
Okay. So that's pretty much it. But we do control it, but to get 60, it's probably going to die there. And that's the way it works. I hope that helps.
It did. It helped me because I didn't know the answer either.
Right. So to propose an amendment, you need a 2/3 majority. So, and that's 66 of 100. But the way the filibuster works is it brings it down to a 60 vote. So, like, let me put this in here. Okay, let me show you something. See if I can read this to you so it makes more sense. So 2/3 majority when we're talking about this, this is important.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few cases of why you would need a 2/3 majority. One is like to override a presidential veto. It goes on the president's desk. He stamps it as a veto. Well, the Senate has the right to overturn a veto. And a lot of people don't think that's true. Once the president vetoes, it's done. It actually doesn't. It comes back to the Senate, and they can override it, but they need a 2/3 majority, which is 66, right? So you can also do a constitutional amendment. A constitutional amendment to oppose is a 2/3. What is it to remove? Let's see if you remember this.
I don't know.
What do you think it is? Guess. To remove an amendment. It's not 2/3. What do you think it might be?
Half? I don't know.
That's less.
Oh.
So founding fathers wanted to make sure that amendments
Didn't get.
once they were approved were
Like
not easily
90%?
removed. Nope, good guess, 75%. So 3/4 majority.
Okay.
So a 3/4 majority, or removing for an impeachment, they would need a 66 2/3 majority. Does that
Got
make
it.
sense?
Yes.
So a normal bill, just because of filibuster, is 60 out of 100. Now, if they're proposing something like doing a certification or doing a confirmation, it only needs 50 plus 1. But if it's a law or it's a piece of legislation, it's got to get 60. That's the way it works. If it's an amendment, it's got to get 2/3. And if it's to remove amendment, it's 3/4 majority.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes. There's another question. How do they decide if a bill is simple 50% plus 1 or majority vote of 66?
Just explain to you. A bill is different than if you're attaching a piece of legislation or a simple piece of legislation. That is a simple 50 plus 1. And that's always going to be a 50 plus 1 in the House. Everything gets passed in the House with a 50 plus 1. When you get to the Senate, that's when you start getting some complications and a little bit more difficult. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
So a normal bill, they would follow the filibuster rule. It's 60 votes out of 100.
Okay.
To break a filibuster and proceed to a final vote, you have to have that 60 to 100.
Got it.
Get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's everything.
So why don't, okay, so they say to have the Senate,
You have to break
you
the
either have to have 51 in your party in the Senate or you have to have the presidency in 50. So you've got that deciding vote, right?
Stop. To break the filibuster, you need to have 60. So this is what happens. You propose a bill. You need a 50 plus 1, a piece of legislation. Democrats filibuster. They apply the filibuster rule to it. Then it needs 60 votes. To get it out of filibuster, you need 60 votes. Otherwise, it dies there. If it comes out of filibuster and you get the 60, then you re-vote on the bill and you get a 50 plus 1 and it passes. That's how this works.
So how does anything ever get done? Because freaking parties are just going to filibuster so nothing passes.
Wow, you just figured out politics.
It's so dumb.
You just figured out politics.
Yeah.
That's how 2110 Brian Moody. So now you know why politics is so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Because imposing the filibuster blocks legislation. And to end the filibuster, now filibuster can end on its own, but if it does not make it out of the filibuster and it's not voted at the 60 votes, it just dies there. But as that's where the old filibuster would be, that they would take time talking about the bill for hours on end. And I think the longest filibuster was something like 47, 48 days, some shit like that. Are you going to look that up?
No, I got a donation, so I was doing a donation.
Give me the donation so we can get it out of here.
Okay, so I just did the first one, and it was, I thought you saw it.
Yes, my questions
It
to Olivia.
was, hang on. Whoa, I don't know why it went down so low. Brian Moody for 2110.
Brian Moody for 2110. What's the total percentage?
And JD Stillwell says Happy Friday, and he just did 20.
Thank you, JD. Happy Friday to you too, buddy. Happy Red Friday. And that's going to push us to
85%.
Oh my God. We're $30.
Yes, we're
No, a little more than that. $45.
254 is our total right now.
Then it can't be 85% because 10, 10, and 10 of 300.
Yeah, 254 divided by 300 is 84.7%.
Okay.
So you up rounded.
So how much?
85%.
Okay. I think that's it. Okay. Let me see if there's any other questions and then we're going. We answered that.
My birthday was Wednesday, Amber, by the way.
It does. Does Canada have tariffs on any Chinese goods? I don't know, but I would absolutely assume they do. Just came on. I saw a post on Wimkin about all signatures by Biden except one was done by AutoPen. Anyone else hear about this? Sorry. I know it's off subject. No, I haven't heard anything about that, Ivory. It's I don't know. Question for Matt. Do you see the notice about the cash charging 3 people with treason? Let's go into that real quick. We're so close. I'm tired. I'm really tired, folks. It's been a long week. A lot of overtime. Oh, Don Bradley, thanks for answering my question. No problem. You never need to pay for that.
90%.
90%. So very close. Taking it on up. I want to see that celebration.
$269. So we need $21.
$21. I'm going to find out for you. Kash Patel's FBI shocks nation with treason arrest just 2 weeks into his role. It's official. Yeah, it's real. It looks pretty real to me. I'm not seeing any community notes. I'm not seeing any fact checking. All right, so let's get into it. Let's cover it real quick.
Oh, I think Ash wants in the door.
Somebody open the door. FBI has arrested 3 individuals on the charge of treason, making a significant development and ongoing investigation on the agency's new director, Kash Patel. The arrests were announced on Friday, just 2 weeks after Patel took office. Authorities have yet to disclose the full details of the case. Come here, baby.
Okay.
But sources confirm that the suspects allegedly betrayed the nation and attempted to sell government secrets to China. When you're done with Mom, come here. The U.S. Department of Justice said that 2 active duty U.S. Army soldiers, Zhan Zhao and Li Jing, and a veteran, Ryu Duan, were in the process of attempting to sell national defense intelligence to Chinese agents. Zhao and Ting were stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord. Ooh. In addition to treason charges, Ting and Duan face counts of bribery and the theft of government property. Meanwhile, Zhao faces charges of conspiracy to transmit national defense information to someone not authorized to have it. Someone in big buku trouble. $2. Make you holla, love you long time. Someone's going to go to jail for a while. They accused of stealing America's defense intelligence capabilities and empower adversaries like China. They could face the death penalty for this. They're going to be gone for a while. Bribery and corruption have thrived under China's Communist Party. This behavior cannot continue. Pam Bondi spoke about the arrest. They will face swift, severe, and comprehensive justice. Good chance that they face charges for treason. Good chance that they face multiple prosecution because it is a joint base. So under the Code of Military Justice, different branches can charge for different things. So if that, let me put that in a little bit more of a legal ease. Multiple charges can be accumulated and stacked from different branches of the military against a defendant or the accused. Does that make sense? Yes, it does make sense. So something to think about. But as far as the seriousness of it, it's huge. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of details, but it's outside of Tacoma, Washington, and it's an Air Force base, and it's joint base. So it flies a lot of C-17s, Globemasters. There's a lot of weapon systems that come in and out of there, but you also have to remember what's north of that in Bremerton and Bangor, Washington, which has our West Coast nuclear submarines and a lot of our sub bases. It's a very, very prestigious area of United States Navy and Air Force. So it's a very serious area, and it's a very serious crime, and they are going to face serious consequences. Livy, I want to go to bed. I am freaking exhausted. It's almost 10 o'clock. I have been on for like 30 hours this week, and it's been a very, very long week with the State of the Union. I didn't get my lift in. I'm feeling gross and stupid. Give me some good news.
I just put a tip in for 20. There it goes.
Because it's Friday. Joanne Lippman says $20. Thank you.
98%. We're at $2.94.
Motherfucker.
Let's call it good. We appreciate it, guys.
I want my $2. I'm not going anywhere. I'm worth it.
6.
Did you do it more than once? If so, I guess you would be considered one as well. I don't know. That's not me.
There's a lot of threads going on.
I think it's good. I think there's a little bit of dissension and everyone's arguing about Poilievre. And good. You should. You guys should have a debate. You guys should make sure you hire the wrong person. You guys fucked up with Trudeau. Let's not do it again. Yakima, Washington had a nuclear power plant there. Yeah, there's a lot there. There's also other things there that I can't even tell you are there. Someone send Matt $2 so he can go to bed. Olivia and I are going to make sweet love. I'm telling you that's going to happen no matter what, because we've earned it and we've deserved it, and I've been doing really good with the dog. I wake up and I take care of the puppy, and she's so well behaved.
And she's so tired.
Oh, baby. She didn't get her nap today. She's exhausted. She came in and she went into her cage. Like, I was trying to pull her downstairs. Like, come on, sit down with me. I play my game. And she's like, nope. And every time I tried to give her a treat and walk her down the stairs, she would sit at the top. She would turn around and run. I'm like, and I would run downstairs. So she went this way, I went this way. And then we both came up and started looking at each other. And I'm like, what? And she took off. And I finally, all right. So I followed her, and she went right into her crate. And she went and she started pawing at the door. She went inside and started pawing at the door. And I'm like, you want to go to bed? And she lays down and looks at me. I'm like, here's your treat. Locked it, closed it. I'm like, I love you, night. And she was up 20 minutes later because the guy set the alarm off. So it's been a week. She's a great dog. She listens so well. I'll be like, where's mommy? Hunts her, finds her. And I'm like, mommy's coming home. Runs to the chair, looks out the window. She's just smart dog. Did you hear that they caught the ice leakers? Yeah, I heard that. I heard they also caught the ones in Virginia too. So people are going to find out that this government's not fucking around. Hey, Amy Bordeaux, $2. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ in heaven. Here it is. Here it is. Merry Christmas. 99 $2.56. Thank you, dummies. Yay. Now we're going to get a shit ton of donations. We have to wait for these to come through.
Nope, just those two.
No, I'm sure. Listen, I want to be. I'm not saying Pierre is a bad guy. I just didn't like what he said. He could have said it in a different way. Listen, this is how he should have started. Donald Trump and I see eye to eye on many things, but my job and my loyalty are to Canadians. And tariffs are not good for us, and they're not good for the U.S. So here's what I want to do. I want Donald Trump to stop the tariffs and wait till I get into office. And when I do, we will make sure that we formulate a trade deal that's fair for Canadians, fair for the United States, but most importantly, fair for us together. I'm not going to sit here and badmouth Donald Trump. I don't agree with what he's doing, but this is what needs to happen. He could have said it that way. Then I think he would have had a very different reaction.
Now Trump's going to go Zelensky on his ass, so, you know.
Trump doesn't like him much anyway. So you gotta play Trump smart. You got to give him a little bit. You got to puff him up a little bit, but you got to mean it. And you can be firm. And you know what he would have said? You know what? I want to say I respect that. I do. I respect that conversation. And I really hope Canadians take a second. But it did sound very globalist of him. And you know, Canada can't afford to be an isolationist at the same time. You got to pick. If you want to be a part of the World Economic Forum, if you want to be a globalist, fine. Or if you want to be an isolationist, you can't. You don't have the military for it. You don't have the geopolitical stance for it. You don't have the geography for it. You need the United States. So be firm, be tough, be Canadian, be resolute, but don't get into a pissing match with Donald Trump. It doesn't work well for anybody.
No, it doesn't.
All right. Is that it? We're done?
Yep.
Nobody else?
As of right now, no.
Okay, I'm checking. All right, folks, that works out perfect. If anyone did give, if anyone did give any more, we'll call you out on Monday's show. I don't want anyone to be mad at me. I just didn't like what he said. That's it. You got to give me my respect. And you also got to let me know. You sent me an email and you said, hey, Matt, listen, my friend, as soon as that liberal jackass opens our parliament again, he will be calling an election. Pierre must do Canada first, but cannot look weak in any form. Pierre is one of the good guys you will see. I didn't say he was a bad guy. I just didn't like what he said. Okay. It's everyone. Thomas. We've been friends for a long time. Let's not let politics get in the way. We can agree. We can disagree. You can love me or you can hate me. Just don't fucking unfriend me, okay? All right.
It's been a long time since you've said that.
All right, friends. Let's have a good night. Have a great weekend. God bless. Olivia, say good night to everybody.
Good night, y'all. See ya on Monday.
You look beautiful tonight. We'll see you guys on Monday. We'll have a great show. Thanks for giving us some time off. We are going to take it. Please, no stupid shit this weekend. Let's let the world calm down. No assassination attempts. Nobody invading anywhere. No bombs going off. No protests.
Have a very calm weekend.
Let's just sing some kumbaya shit and everyone chill out. Good night, everybody. God bless. Take care. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Night, y'all.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leeroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.